swing the bat really well, but just so it, again, doesn't turn into something that it shouldn't, that we can prevent. That's kind of the thought. Going into yesterday, I expect him to play today, but then I appreciate him saying that there's some soreness to then allow me to make a decision what is in his best interest, and that's what we're doing.
And he's Tommy Edman, by the way, hitting leadoff here, and he's done a pretty good job, right? So over in his 2026 here, we're looking at a 330 batting average with a 403 on base percentage. Again, Tommy Edman he's been kind of sort of a part-time player here for the Dodgers, and he's moved up and down in the lineup as well. So again, we've seen him in the 2-hole. I believe this is the first time we've ever seen him in the leadoff spot, if memory serves here. But again, he will be leading off with Andy Pages, who, by the way, had a really nice game yesterday, and it was much needed, very much needed for Andy Pages. So we'll see if he can keep that hot bat alive. And we know Freeman, oh my goodness gracious, I mean, this guy's just been absolute lava. I mean, just straight up fire going downhill, man. Okay, series finale tonight at the Ravine. Dodgers taking on Seattle. As we know, they've split the series thus far 1-1. We know that the Seattle Mariners won 7-6 in a low-scoring football game on Tuesday. Last night, 4-2, Dodgers, they go on to win. Andy Pages led the way, as I mentioned. Really nice, perhaps a bounce back for Andy Pages. We'll see. Went 3 for 4, including that solo shot in his very first at-bat of last night.
Bill leaves this one over the plate for Pages. Hooked in the air, deep left field, and gone. It's another home run. Andy Pages with his first one of the second half.
Pages solo shot in the first, put the Dodgers on the board 1-0 early. Maybe a little nitpicky negative thing from last night was the return of Edwin Diaz. He didn't look that sharp. You know, fire up them trumpets, though. Fire up them trumpets, because Edwin Diaz did come back. Now, I know he didn't look as sharp as he wanted to. Gave up a couple of hard hits, a couple of doubles there. Did give up a run. But Dodgers manager Dave Roberts did talk about Edwin Diaz's return.
It was great. I know Eddie was excited. It was good hearing the trumpets, and the velocity, the stuff was really good. Obviously, he gave up a run, but again, just kind of, getting our bullpen back to being whole, closer to being whole, was great. And just, again, getting him back on the team was exciting.
If we have the trumpets, we need to play the trumpets, because I tell you what, how do you start this show without the trumpets, man? The trumpets get you fired up. The Mariners, meanwhile, after hitting a season-high 5 home runs on Tuesday, man, their offense was silenced. They were asleep at the wheel yesterday, man. Only 1 hit over 6 innings against starter Eric Lauer. Cal Raleigh, 7 for his last 51. Oh, yeah, get those. That's it. Fire it up! Give me those trumpets! Yeah! That is it! I love it. There you go. Again, I feel like, man, if those trumpets don't get you going, bro, I don't know what will. I do not know what will. I love it. Okay, the Mariners will look for their first road series win since they swept the A's in Sacramento. This was in late May. What? They're 0-7-1 in their last 8 road series, so obviously the Dodgers looking to make that 0-8-1, so we shall see. As for the Dodgers, Freddie Freeman carrying LA's lineup. He's 6 for his last 16. I promise I can get this out. 16 for his last 33. He's only hitting 485 over his last 8 games, folks. Like, come on. That's it? Freddie Freeman going crazy, bro. As we mentioned, Shohei Ohtani is out of the lineup tonight. Shohei, and the bat will be missed, okay? Because he is 5 for his last 7 in terms of plate appearances there. He's got 3 extra base hits over his last 7 ABs, man. So, again, Andrew Friedman said it was the knee, not the bicep, that is keeping Ohtani out from pitching. Man, again, it's an interesting development here when you think about the trade deadline looming. Ohtani hurt, Tigers out of it, all of this is sort of an interesting confluence of events when you're talking about the Dodgers potentially being motivated here and the Tigers being motivated to make this deal. Again, other reports suggest that Skubal wants to play for LA and would sign with LA as well. But again, I would say it's a very interesting development of events when we're talking about what is going on with the Dodgers here. The Dodgers did get a lot of positive injury news, though, especially on the pitching front. Again, we saw Edwin Diaz. As a matter of fact, as I'm doing this, Double P, just play the trumpets. Play the trumpets. Let's play that underneath. I want to hear them trumpets as we're talking about Blake Snell.
Little trumpet bed?
Yeah, man. A little trumpet bed. We know Edwin Diaz came back, activated off that IL last night. Blake Snell, who was on the IL since May 15, with them loose bodies in the left elbow. Hey, guess what? I promise you, we're going to see this man next week, man. Blake Snell threw 4 innings, 1 hit, 0 earned runs, 9 strikeouts, no walks, and just went ham sandwich in his rehab outing. It's pretty good. Tyler Glasnow out since May 8 with lower back spasms. He threw 2 innings of live batting practice Wednesday. He's expected to begin a rehab assignment soon as well. All right, cut the music. I like it. Come on. That'll get you pumped up. Let's go. Tonight's pitching matchup, Roki Sasaki and that giant oversized glove. He will be taking the bump against Brian Wu. Mariners actually tried to sign Roki before the 2025 season, if memory serves. Roki, man, he has been absolutely dominant in his last 2 starts. I know he didn't want to leave the Big Apple. Man, he was awesome against both New York teams. July 17th, he allowed 1 run, 0 earned in 5 2/3 against the Yankees in the Bronx. Dodgers won that game 2-1. Then last Friday, he beat the Mets in Queens, giving up 1 run with 9 strikeouts in 7 innings. And it was Sasaki's 4-seam fastball. He had some gas, boy. He had some gas. Averaging 99.5 miles per hour over those last 2 starts. He averaged 97.6 miles per hour through his first 16 starts. So again, we're talking about that fastball ticking up 2 miles an hour. That's not nothing, man. For it to be August, nearly August, and for him to be getting stronger, that is a great sign. And I'll tell you what, Sasaki's splitter usage, I thought this was an interesting stat. Sasaki's splitter usage has also increased dramatically each month. It's been his best pitch as well. Batters hitting just 154 against his splitter. Roki's splitter usage rate, March-April, around 10%. May, 27%. June, 33%. July, nearly 38% splitter usage in the month of July for Roki Sasaki. Meanwhile, on the other side, Brian Wu, his last start, he lost to the Rangers on Saturday, allowing 5 runs over 5. The home road splits are absolutely insane. On the season, he has a 5.84 ERA, right? But when he pitches at home, he's 6-0 with a 2.20 ERA, averaging 10.1 strikeouts per 9 innings pitched. When he's on the road, he's 1-7 with an ERA of 6.52. 6.52 ERA. On the road, strikes out just 7.8 batters per 9. Tonight, Kike Hernandez getting his first start since coming off the IL with that oblique tear. Again, good to see Kike back out there for the Dodgers. First pitch set for 7:10. I did want to talk about and kind of do a level set here on the hottest and coldest Dodgers. I feel like, again, when you're talking about, 160 games, it's like, okay, where are we at sometimes with some of these players, I want to know who's hot, who's not right now. And I will get to that, I promise you, although I saw some breaking news here that piqued my interest, right? Oh, we got, we got a couple of things here. One, the Saints signed Chris Olave to a big-time extension. But no, actually, the one that really piqued my interest, though, was that the San Francisco 49ers are reuniting with Deebo Samuel. That just popped up. A one-year deal worth $7 million. Shoot, I cannot imagine this is looking good for Ricky Pearsall. Ricky Pearsall, his knee is flaring up, and the reports are that if he goes under the knife, if he needs to get surgery on that knee, he could be out the season. So I think this is a little bit of Ricky Pearsall insurance, but Deebo Samuel is back in the Bay. The NFC West arms race continues. Deebo Samuel back with the Niners. Wow. That is interesting. Okay. We're going to talk a lot of Niners, actually, in today's show. Again, it's kind of sort of in relation to where are they at against the Rams. They will be one of the Rams. Dude, the NFC West is absolutely loaded and stacked. It's crazy. It's insane. Absolutely nuts. You think about the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions in Seattle. You got the Rams, who are the Super Bowl favorites this year with Myles Garrett now in the fold. Probably, possibly, but I'm going to say probably Aaron Donald as well. I mean, there's rumors that that they could be landing Vita Vea too. What? That'd be wild. What? 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 And then the San Francisco 49ers, who, I'm telling you, man, like, it doesn't matter how down and out the Niners seem, they just give the Rams all kinds of trouble. Now again, they've got Deebo Samuel, but I think that Vea actually, if San Francisco is working the horns, man, like, they're probably on the horn trying to work that Vea trade. Can you imagine? Again, the arms race in the NFC West is real. Seattle, L.A., San Francisco. I would not be surprised to see them land Vea. To pair him with Fred Warner and Bosa and all them guys, man, like, good Lord. Let's get it going. Let's get it popping. That would be amazing. Okay, in regards to the hottest and coldest Dodgers, who's hot and who is not? Hot. As we know, Freddie Freeman is hot. He's on fire. He's on fire. Carrying the Dodgers lineup over his last 33 at-bats, 16 hits, a cool, or I should say a very hot, 485 over his last 8 games. Where's that on fire sound? Give me that one. Freddie Freeman, he's on fire, baby. Absolutely on fire over his last 8 games. He's up to a .302 batting average on the season. Dalton Rushing was ice cold, but now over his last 4 games, he's been hot. 6 for his last 12, including a 4-game hit streak. His batting average has climbed to .257. Now remember, he started the season incredibly hot, but cooled off considerably. There was like a 50-game stretch where I want to say he was hitting like .220, right? So again, over in this 4-game hitting streak, he's 6 for 12. Can he get it turned around here and get hot as, you know, the calendar turns to August? That would be very, very interesting. Also hot, but out of the lineup, Shohei Ohtani. Like I said, man, Dodgers going to miss this guy's bat. 5 for his last 7, with 3 extra base hits of those 5 hits. Pretty good. Again, he will not be in tonight's lineup if you just missed it. He's got some knee irritation and a right bicep issue as well. Okay, so those are your players who are hot. How about who is not? Who is not? Mookie Betts. Oh, and I love Mookie Betts.
Oh, come on!
But not Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts is 4 for his last 27. My math is not that good, but that's not good. 4 for his last 27 is not good. We've seen him drop to 5th in the order for quite a while now. And again, remember, when he moved into that cleanup spot at the 4 spot, that's kind of sort of when he was able to turn it around a little bit. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where he goes. We will see where he goes. Max Muncy is 5 for his last 28. Also, my math is not that good, but I know that's not good. That's not what you want to see. Yeah, not good. So there you go. Those are your hottest Dodgers and your coldest Dodgers. So hopefully, listen, Max Muncy hit a home run recently in this series, right? So that's good. I'm just saying. Overall, 5 for his last 28. But again, can he get it going here? Maybe this will be a blip in the radar. I don't know. Anyways, I like to do a level set every now and again just to kind of let the fans know, okay, these guys are doing well, these guys are doing poor, and this is where we're at. So there you go. I want to step away. I want to take a quick break here. Yeah. Yes. Let's go, trumpets. Yeah. I need this in my life. Every room I get into, I need these trumpets, baby. I need it. I love the trumpets. We will step away. Quick break here. When we come back, I got to do a little bit of thinking and digging here on the Niners collecting Deebo Samuel back. That's pretty good. Got cut by Washington, now back in the Bay. How funny would it be if Brandon Ayuk shows up? It's like, yeah, let's get the boys back together now. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, hey, listen, Kurt Signetti, as I mentioned, this guy's straight fire on the mic. I love him on the microphone. You will hear from him next as he absolutely eviscerates the SEC. Anytime we can take shots at the SEC, that's what we're going to do here on this show. Anytime that I can debunk the myth, the absolute myth of the SEC, trust me, I will do that. That's coming up next, right here on the James Koh Show, right here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. We welcome you back. James Go here with you. Beautiful Tuesday evening. As I mentioned, we're going to be with you until the 10 o'clock hour. If you want to jump in, 855-97-LA-FAN. 855-97-LA-FAN. If you want to find The Fan on YouTube, search for him at The Fan LA. Good show tonight. Really good show tonight. And there's a lot of random things that are happening all around the world of sports. We're going to cover all the bases. We're going to the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, some interesting, NBA stories regarding LeBron being a quote-unquote overrated defender. Yeah, I don't know about that one. What? Yeah. Meanwhile, what I do like to see is more and more people jumping on top of the SEC and piling on and calling them overrated because they are overrated. And let me tell you something. They've been overrated there for decades. I'm saying probably the last 30 years, maybe more. I'll go that far. I will say that the SEC has been overrated for the last 30 years. I feel confident in saying that as well. There is just so much myth making in regards to the SEC. It's it's just ridiculous. And I feel like I feel like the one sane person in the asylum. The thing with the SEC is that y'all have really just bought into propaganda. SEC propaganda is crazy. Crazy. I mean, they have a whole propaganda machine behind the SEC. And you know who else is calling them out on it? Curt Cignetti. He was at Big Ten Media Day today. And good for Curt Cignetti. Calling out the BS that is the SEC hype machine.
The Big Ten is the best league in football. And a lot of really good football teams. It's hard to win on the road. Very physical football teams, very well coached. It definitely prepares you for the playoffs. There's no doubt about it. The numbers speak for themselves. I mean, we don't run a hype machine up here in the Midwest. We believe everything's earned, not given. And when we fall short, we say we fell short. We don't cry a river, whine, and complain. All right? And that's why we're the best.
Correct. That is correct. I love that. I love the fact that he was like, we're not a hype machine. We don't cry. Because I'll tell you what, if they're the biggest crybabies in all of sports is the SEC. If they don't stack the playoffs to their favor, they cry. If they don't win the national championship, they cry. It is just an unbelievable hype machine, as Curt Cignetti has said right there. I totally agree with that. I love the fact that once the SEC had their unfair advantage of $100 handshakes taken away, where every team can now pay their athletes, they haven't won a damn thing. Indiana won the national championship last year. Ohio State won the year prior. Michigan won the year prior to that. Come on. Where's the SEC? Where are they? This is why, by the way, again, they take away these fake jobs and illegal recruiting, $100 handshakes, right? No-show jobs. They take all that away. They level the playing field. They give everybody NIL. Where's the SEC? Nowhere. Right? The SEC is threatening now to break away from the NCAA. Hell, listen, if y'all can't win, then they're just going to break away. You know what? This is exactly what's going to happen. The SEC is going to take their membership. They're going to break away from the NCAA. And they're going to crown their champion. And their champion, they will call the national champion. That's exactly what they're going to do. That's exactly what they're going to do. Watch. They cannot handle the fact that there's a level playing ground and they're just getting exposed. They can't handle it. Georgia head coach Kirby Smart, when asked about the SEC breaking away from the NCAA, said, quote, "Yeah, I've actually been saying that for a long time." Bro. Okay. All right, man. That's cool. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey made it clear. He said that the threat is, quote, real. SEC can't handle it, dude. They absolutely can't. The SEC finished 4-10 in bowl games last year. 4-10.
That's terrible.
The fact that we use Charles Barkley, who comes from an SEC school, is also, pun intended. Yeah. It's poetic, you know. 4-10 in bowl games last year. 3-5 in the college football playoffs. 3-5 in the college football playoffs. They went 2-3 in the college football playoffs in 2024. In the 4-team playoffs of 2023, there was one SEC team, Alabama. Guess what? They lost to Michigan. SEC 0-1 when it was a 4-team playoff. They point to championships. I point to stack lotteries. This is the absolute insane mental carousel, the mental spinning wheel that SEC fans and SEC commentators and SEC teams go through. When you had a 4-team playoff, they would cry, complain, stomp their feet to get 2 teams into a 4-team playoff. And again, they would do that every single year. Anytime there was some kind of bowl game playoff, like, again, the SEC had to stack it in their favor. Guys, let me put it to you this way. Let's say there's, a lottery ball system, right? It goes in the hopper. There's all these balls, right? You got 10 balls in there, right? Now, the SEC in this 10-ball system would put 5 balls in the system. And when their number got drawn, they're calling that a championship, and they would say, okay, well, see, we've won this many championships. Right, you've won this many championships because you've stacked the odds against everyone else. Where's the proof of it? I don't know. Interconference play? Yeah, sure, we'll do interconference play only if it's at an SEC home team or at a neutral location. I mean, it's a joke. They've stacked it so far into their favor now that it is not as stacked. By the way, it is still pretty stacked, but now that it's not as stacked, they're getting absolutely exposed. I love it. I love it. They point to first-round picks. I point to first-round busts. Oh, the SEC has the most first-round picks. Right, you also have the most first-round busts. This is all circular logic. We have the most first-round picks, therefore we're the best. No, you have the most hype. That's why you have the most first-round picks. Why do you have the most hype? Because you have the most championships. Why do you have the most championships? Because you've stacked it so that you have the most teams in the tournament. When you have the most teams in the tournament, that's how you win the most tournaments. How do people not see this? How do people not see it? I just, like I said, I feel like I am the one sane person in the insane asylum. It's insane. Again, they point to championships. I point to stack lotteries. They point to first-round busts. I point to Pro Bowls. Tell me, what is the percentage of players in the Pro Bowl that are from the SEC? I tell you what, it is not dominated by the SEC. It is not. Listen, it might be over the last couple of years because, again, all the power conferences have shrunk. Go back 15 years when the Pac-12 was actually a conference, when the ACC was stronger, Big 12 was strong. They weren't just, again, contracting. No. When it really was a Power 5 system, tell me how many SEC players were in the Pro Bowl. Again, that's not hype. That is real-life production. That's who's in the Pro Bowl. Go ahead, look. The way the SEC makes you think, and makes you feel, they make it seem like 90% of the damn Pro Bowl is SEC players. Get out of here. When it comes to real life production, they weren't dominating. There were just as many SEC players as Pac-12 players, as there were ACC players, as there was Big 12, as there was Big 10. Just as much. But no, the SEC dominates. No, actually, when it comes to results, SEC doesn't dominate. But they do dominate when you stack the odds in their favor. Yes, they do. They are freaking fantastic when in a 4-team playoff you give them 3 teams. Yeah, they're great. They're amazing. By the way, I heard all going through college, I heard my entire life that, the Pac-12, their offenses would never work in the SEC. The SEC would swallow them up. Guess what? Why did all the successful SEC teams adopt Pac-12 offenses? Why did they do that? Why is it that the Pac-12 offenses were some of the most innovative in the entire country? And again, we're talking about a sponge moving up. Pac-12 offensive concepts found their way into the NFL. 3 yards in a cloud of dust, man, like that wasn't, again, that's old NFL, man. That don't work. The SEC had to steal a bunch of Pac-12 coaches to teach them how to actually move the football. And those were the teams that ended up doing successful. Like, come on. What are we doing out here? Right? As soon as the SEC adopts it, let's just stack it. We're going to pay players illegally. We're going to fabricate academic fraud. It don't matter. Who cares? It's the SEC. If this is SEC football, who cares? Even then, they still had to plunder from the Pac-12 in terms of offensive schemes. Even then. It's wild. Again, anytime we can take down the SEC on this show, we're going to do that. I don't care. This is my damn show. Let's go. I do not care. And I love Curt Cignetti for calling him out because the hype is real. It really is hype. And I love the fact that Curt Cignetti is like, no, this is not a hype machine. SEC fans are in their feelings right now. The SEC fans are they're so butthurt, it's crazy. It's crazy. Last 3 championships, when you expanded the playoffs and you did not stack the field with SEC teams, this is why they don't want playoff expansion. Come on, man. SEC fans don't want playoff expansion. You take away the ability to stack a tournament like they've been doing? 4-team playoff, we got to put 2 teams in every single time. Every single time, that's what they're doing. They're stacking it. They have stacked it so far, the myth has been built so far that they can't even fathom the fact that it was a myth. That people have been lying to them for decades now. I love the fact that the Big Ten is just dominating. I love it. And I love Curt Cignetti. I don't even know how good Indiana's going to be. Are they going to win a natty this year? No, hell no. They lost. And you think Curt Cignetti doesn't know that? They lost too much talent to the NFL. Multiple first-round draft picks from Indiana. Yeah, can they recover and win a natty? Probably not. But I love the fact that he doesn't shy away from it and that he's just like, you know what? Forget about the SEC, man. Bunch of crybabies over there. I love it. You know what? Let's step away. When we come back, Tony Allen had some hot fire that he was spitting at LeBron, talking about him being an overrated defensive player. An overrated defensive player. And what did the police say when TMZ asked for body cam footage? You know what they said? They said no. It's a story that just continues to get shadier and shadier and shadier, man. All right, we're going to step away. When we come back, it's more of the James Coe Show right here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. What is cracking, everybody? James Coe here with you. Just want to say hello to everyone in the YouTube chats. Easy E is in the building. No Tan Lines Rob. Elite screen name. No Tan Lines Rob. Wayne Mulholland is in there. He says the old Pac-12. Hell yeah. Let's go. Again, Easy E is in there too, so it's good, man. Okay, so again, Dodgers' first pitch is set for 7:10. No Ohtani. If you were just joining us, that knee is acting up, and they're giving him a day off. I know he has been playing well over the last 2 or 3 games here, but I almost wonder if he wouldn't do better by just going to the IL. And the thing is with Ohtani, he loves playing baseball. He just will not. He will not sit down. So this knee issue has to be pretty significant, honestly, if we're talking about him not playing today, because this is a guy that just guts through everything. Toughest player, one of the toughest players to ever play in Major League Baseball, for sure. All right, shifting gears here to the NBA. Tony Allen, a longtime NBA veteran. I don't know if you guys remember Tony Allen, but he's a great defender. He was a great defender, and he was recently asked about LeBron and his defensive prowess. And, dude, Tony Allen went in on LeBron. Take a listen.
But just think about it. Any team you put LeBron on, all right, we can make any scenario. When they played, let's just say OKC. Do you think LeBron starting out the game on KD to risk picking up 2 fouls? No, he's going to stick Cephalosha. So you got 41 minutes of sticking Cephalosha. Game get tight late down the stretch in the last 2-3 minutes. You get a chase down block here and there. Then now you get the win. Now you just our first team all defense. I disagree.
First of all, why did poor Thabo Cephalosha have to catch a stray right there?
Yeah,
dude?
that's horrible right there. Come on. That's my guy.
Poor Thabo's like, wait, Tony, what did I do? Thabo Cephalosha, man, was just like, dude, I'm just out here chilling, dude. Why do I have to get brought into this? Tony Allen's obviously a character, and he's known to be a character, and he's whatever. He's podcasting. Everyone's podcasting now. It's all good. That being said, look, I don't want to get I'll tell you the resume for LeBron, then I'll get into some specific stats. But it is a wild claim that LeBron is not a good defender, right? And again, we talk about, and Tony Allen talked about this, right? Like that he was a media-created defensive player, right? That he is first team all defense 5 times. Do y'all know how difficult it is to make the first team all defense? And for a superstar to do it with the amount of responsibilities that he has as an offensive player, for LeBron to make all defense first team 5 times, he made the second team 1 time. Right? He finished second in Defensive Player of the Year 2 times. 1 in 2009, 1 in 2013. Okay, so again, let's just go and let's just, again, I will put a pin in that. Like the fact that he made first team defense all 5 times, I don't think that can be a media creation, but okay, I can see the argument. I can at least see the argument for Tony Allen, okay, that, look, these chase down blocks, they were like highlight-worthy plays, and we're over-indexing for the highlight-level plays, right? And listen, it is true for sure that LeBron's defensive prowess has fallen off considerably over the last 5 years. I would not say that he's a bad defender, but for sure he is a below average defender. Now, we are talking about the last 5 years, okay? The last 5, where he has really truly been a below, slightly, and I want to reiterate, slightly below average defensive player, okay? He has not been horrible, though. And what I would point to is defensive rating, okay? It's a stat that measures defensive effectiveness. I don't want to get into all the nitty-gritty details. Just understand that there is a stat that measures defensive effectiveness. It's called defensive rating, okay? Over his career, LeBron James, including these last 5 years where he has been below average, his defensive rating is 105.3 over his career. Now, you might be asking yourself, I don't know anything about defensive rating. Is 105 good, bad, whatever? Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that 105 is the best. His career has spanned for so long, it's really difficult to ascertain where he is at in relation to his peers because he has outlasted all of his peers. Does that make sense? Obviously, there is a lot of stat inflation in today's version of the game versus when he first started 20 some odd years ago, obviously, okay? But where is this 105 career defensive rating? Where does it kind of sort of stand? Listen, last year, among all players with at least 2,000 minutes played, the best defensive player last year, according to defensive rating, was Cason Wallace. And he had a 106 defensive rating. He was the best at 106. LeBron's career average is 105. Rudy Gobert, over his career, and again, we're talking a decade here for Rudy Gobert, whose only job is to play defense. Rudy Gobert's career defensive rating is 103. LeBron is 105.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. I love that clip. LeBron James. No, Rudy Gobert's only job is to play defense. And over his career, it's a 103. LeBron's is a 105. By the way, Giannis Antetokounmpo, again, can we at least all agree Giannis is a good defensive player? Borderline great defensive player. And for Giannis, too, over the last 2 or 3 years, his defense has, trailed off a bit. But over his career, Giannis Antetokounmpo has a defensive rating of 105.9. LeBron's defensive rating over his career, including these last 5 years that have been below average, it's 105.3. That is better than Giannis. By the way, lower numbers are better. It's like golf. 105.3 for LeBron over his career, Giannis at 105.9. What are we talking about, bro? This is this is one of the better defensive players. He's truly, honestly, one of the best two-way players to ever play the game. What are we talking about? This is crazy. And again, I'm not trying to be a LeBron glazer or something, but for some reason, this debate has erupted online. The LeBron haters are an absolute, just full out, just crazy. They're insane right now. They are completely divorced of reality right now. I mean, come on. What are we talking about? LeBron's one of the best two-way players to ever play the game, period. Again, he's arguably a top 5 offensive player, arguably, and I know most people would not agree. But just in terms of efficiency, totality, whatever, you take LeBron at his peak versus anyone else's peak, he's right there, man. We can make it, look, if you want to sit down and argue effectiveness of basketball players throughout the totality of a game versus the last 2 minutes of a game, sure. You want to say LeBron's not good in the last 2 minutes of a game? Hey, I'm with you, man. Listen, I'll be in that room with you. I don't totally agree, but I'll be in that room with you. I think that's reasonable. I think that's absolutely reasonable. When he was in Miami and it got to be crunch time, listen, I want the ball in Dwayne Wade's hands. Right? I think that's totally fair. I think that's totally fine if you want to have that conversation. When he's in Cleveland, I want the ball in Kyrie's hands in the last, if we're talking last 4 or 5 possessions. I think that's a completely reasonable and defensible take. Absolutely. But again, when you're talking about totality of the game, who is a better scorer in the entirety of the game, if you're going to sit here and try to tell me that, again, Dwayne Wade or Kyrie Irving is better in totality than LeBron, you've lost me. Because guess what? The first 3.5 quarters also matter. Maybe it doesn't matter to you as much in the last 4 or 5 possessions, but it does matter. So again, if you want to sit here and argue about that, I'm down. Let's do it, But again, I would say he's arguably a top 5 overall offensive player. To do that and also be a tremendous defensive player. That's why LeBron is in the conversation of being the best player to ever play the game. It's not just because he dominated offensively. It's because the totality of his game. When you're talking about rebounding the ball, when you're talking about defense, when you're talking about, again, making the right pass. It's all there. Like look, man, you could say GOAT, not GOAT, whatever, but I just don't think there's an argument that he is the most well-rounded player to ever play basketball. I don't think that's an argument. If you want to say Jordan is better, I can hear that. But best overall player, give me LeBron James, man. I don't know where Tony Allen is coming from, dude. Like, the game tape and the stats, they don't lie, bro. It's crazy. All right, we step away. When we come back, it's more of the James Coe Show right here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Yo, what is cracking, Los Angeles? James Coe here with you. I just ran across it. I don't know. Have you guys seen this, man? This is wild. Jeremy Shockey, who, if you followed the NFL, you remember Jeremy Shockey as a longtime Giant tight end. And he was, Jeremy Shockey was good. This guy was, again, maybe a little bit ahead of his time, but injuries did derail his career. But he was a really, really good football player. He was sitting down with Shannon Sharp on Shannon Sharp's show /podcast. And my dude, Jeremy Shockey, said that when he got into the league, when he was 21 years old, he wanted to do everything to ensure that he would have a successful career, including getting a pretty significant procedure done.
Yeah, like 20 years, 21 years when I got drafted, I had a vasectomy. I had no kids. I didn't want kids.
You don't want the kids? You still don't want kids?
I reversed it. Yeah, I wanted kids. I reversed it, but I'm saying when I played in the NFL, I didn't want to have any,
Do you have
so much
kids
space
now?
here. No, I have no kids.
But you want kids now?
Yeah, I do, but I obviously,
But you didn't want kids at the time.
I got insured more by Lloyd's in London. That's really the truth, when I got the vasectomy as well.
Yeah.
So that was a good decision. But I didn't need that in emotional support. Listen, when we get home from work, what do you want to do? You want to recover? I would sit in my hyperbaric chamber. I'm going to get acupuncture. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to wake up. There's only so many weeks. I had to have a schedule. I don't need that. It's not me. I'll do that later.
Right.
I know. And it worked out for me. Some guy, I always thought in my mind, how this person plays the same position as me. He's got more catches than me. How's he married and he's got 3 kids?
First of all, I love this, man. Like, what? I love the fact that he was so dedicated to his craft. I don't know if you guys caught that. He said he got a vasectomy. My guy Jeremy Shockey, at the age of 21, got a vasectomy so that he would not be distracted, so that a girlfriend could not derail his career. First of all, this is so funny on so many levels. One, like, birth control options do exist, friend. Like, you don't. Like, I love the fact that he thinks that, like, okay, cool, like, I have to get a vasectomy. Otherwise I'm gonna have kids. Bro, no, there's multiple birth control options. Like, okay, cool. I mean, I don't know. It's just funny to me because he makes it seem like it's like an A or B option, Like, either I get the vasectomy or I have kids. There's like a huge gray area in between that. There's a massive gray area there. What do you mean? By the way, I as somebody, again, I don't want to be shy about, men's health here. I have a vasectomy as well, but I'm in my mid-40s, dog. Like, trust me, like, I don't want to have any more kids because, dude, I don't want to have to work till I'm 100 years old to support, like, colleges and such. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, yo, your boy over here, I love this job. Hopefully I could do this job for another 20 years. But at some point, I do want to retire. Right? So I do understand where Jeremy Shockey is coming from, but it's just funny that, like, he put it in that term. Now, the other thing I found really funny about that's that little soundbite there. And again, he was Jeremy Shockey sitting down with Shannon Sharp. But the funny thing that I found about that is, okay, what did he say about Lloyd's of London? So he had what insured, bro? Like, he had his reproductive organs insured by Lloyd's? Is that what he's saying? Is he saying that he was insured below the belt? Can you do that? I mean, look, I know Lloyd's will insure literally anything, but can you imagine that conversation? Can you imagine the conversation of going to some Lloyd's representative and saying, okay, I want to insure my junk. Like, correct. That's what's going on in the mind of this Lloyd's of London insurer. He's definitely, he is definitely saying ew. For sure. Like, yes. What are we talking about? I can't believe, like, did I mishear that? Double P, did I mishear that? I'm pretty sure he said that he had his stuff insured by Lloyd's of London.
That is precisely what he said.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. All righty, man. By the way, man, I don't know. Listen, Double P's a young man. He's not thinking about this, I'm sure. I'm just saying.
Thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully. I don't know why we're having this conversation, but let me just let me just have this conversation very quickly.
Hey, yo, what the?
Hey, we'll move on, dude. I promise, dude. I promise. Two things that happened, though, okay? One, the decision to get it done is because my wife has had to carry the burden of birth control. The responsibility of birth control has been on my wife for the vast majority of our relationship. So on the back end, right, I'm saying, okay, we've had our 2 kids. I don't want any more because I would like to retire at some point. Now I will carry the burden of birth control. It's only fair. You did it for a long time. Now I will do it. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's all good. So I get it. It's 50-50, man. Anyways, but the absolute worst part about the whole procedure is that you're not put under. I wish I could have been put under. Because, like, the last thing I want is, like the guys, like, my doctor's talking to me during the procedure. I'm like, homeboy, don't talk to me. Like, the last thing I want is my doctor talking to me, like, all casually. I'm like, oh, yeah, what kind of music do you listen to? Homie, don't, like, focus on the task at hand, my guy. Like, don't talk to me while you're doing this. For the love of Pete, what are we doing? Why are you having a casual conversation with me while we're doing this procedure, bro? It's already a very awkward situation, you know? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. I don't need to spell it out. You know what? It's a very awkward situation. I wish I could have been put under. But they don't let you get put under, though, you know? And meanwhile, your doc is talking to you. Like, bro, just focus. I mean, my goodness gracious, of all the times, just focus, please. For the next 10 minutes, I just need you to lock in. And I know he does so many of these procedures. He's like, I've done a million of these. I don't really care. Listen, I know you don't care, but I care. Can you just Doc, can you lock in for the next 10 minutes? I will gladly tell you about my Tupac rap collection after the procedure, bro. I will gladly have a conversation about which Nas album I enjoyed the most. After the procedure, though. Why do we have to talk about this right here, right now? That's crazy.
Why don't they put you under the, like,
I don't know,
like,
dude.
if you have, you don't have a choice?
You don't have a choice. You can't get put under.
That's weird.
Dude, I know, bro.
Isn't it, like, not a big deal to put people under sometimes? I mean, just a little bit of gas, right?
I think it's like too much of a risk or something, bro.
Yeah, there must be some overlapping medical things that we don't know about or something.
Dude, I don't know. It wasn't an option for me. Maybe somebody can call in and tell me if they got put under, bro. But I didn't get put under, though. And after it, I was like, man, I wish I got put under, man. Anyways, unpleasant. All the dudes listening who have gotten the procedure done, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Call in right now.
Call in right now. This is a show topic today. 855-97-LA-FAN, 855-97-LA-FAN. I love that Jeremy Shockey shared this, though, that, again, at the age of 21, he's like, I do not want to I want to lock in on my career. I can't get distracted with any kids. I can't let no girl get pregnant by me. I'm like, brother, there's a lot of options between vasectomy and no kids, dude. There's a lot of options, bro. Anyways, there you go. Jeremy Shockey. Great story. I love it. We'll stay on the football field here, and we'll talk about, actually, we'll stay in the football world, but not on the field, and talk about weird stories. But TMZ submitted a public records request with the Palo Alto Police Department, And the police department told TMZ that the video, as well as the accident report, are exempt from disclosure under the California Public Records Act. Because this was a traffic accident, I guess the Palo Alto Police Department is saying, y'all are not allowed, or we don't have to give you the body cam footage, and we don't have to give you the police report. Now, again, they're not saying it's illegal to do so. They're saying they're opting not to do so. This is on the heels of the story getting suppressed for multiple weeks. This is on the heels of a quote-unquote clerical error that said that the other driver was at fault. And again, if Kyle Shanahan did not sit down with a handful of beat reporters and admit that, no, it was his fault. It was his fault that Kyle, again, told reporters that he was distracted behind the wheel, that he was reaching to grab his phone after it fell in between the seats, and that he swerved into oncoming traffic and he got hit by an SUV. That he was indeed at fault. Again, remember, information was suppressed for multiple weeks. There was a quote-unquote clerical error where the officer on scene said that it was the other driver's fault. Right, clerical error, guys. Very believable. It's very believable, especially after the police department is saying, no, we're opting not to give you the police report. No, we're opting not to give you the body cam footage. Like I said, man, what really happened? What truly, honestly, really happened? You cannot tell me that, and look, I applaud Kyle Shanahan, I do, for sitting down with reporters and giving his side of the story. That's cool, man. Like, you didn't have to do that, obviously. And he opted to do it. And when you do those things, you should get applauded for it. And he did. But there's no question that there is more to this story. There's no question. If there was not more to this story, why would the police care at all about releasing the... First of all, even if there is more to this story, why do the police care at all? Who do they think they work for? Do they work for the Niners? Or do they work for the residents and the citizens? I'm so confused, man. What is the purpose of not releasing a police report? What is the purpose of not releasing body cam footage if there is truly nothing nefarious about it? Now, if there is something to it where the officers are on video very clearly trying to cover something up, or Kyle Shanahan is impaired, or Kyle Shanahan is asking for this to get covered up, then yeah, okay, then that makes sense. Hey, and listen, dude, I've been in journalism way too long, bro. Like I said, there's no evidence of any kind of like strangeness or weirdness or conspiracy theory stuff, like there's no evidence of it. But I tell you what, when the easiest answer and the most obvious answer is that there is a cover-up, most likely there's a cover-up. Right? Like, that's the thing that makes the most sense. Why would the team and why would the police suppress this information for 2 weeks? And why would the police make a quote-unquote clerical error? And why would the police refuse to release the body cam footage and the police report? I mean, golly, we just saw the Tony Romo body stuff in a couple weeks after the incident. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And listen, I know they had to do it or whatever it was, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Maybe they didn't have to do it. I really have no idea, man. I don't know what's going on. I mean, like I said, I was actually surprised when I read that for something like this, that a police department doesn't have to give into a FOIA request. Like, I've never heard that before. But again, I'm a washed up journalist, man. Like, I have not been in the trenches in 15 years, bro. It's been a minute since your boy's been in the trenches. So don't be surprised if I don't know what's going on in the game. Okay. It's been a long time, dude. But I was surprised to see that, man. I don't know. Like I said, man, I don't know. Pretty weird. Staying with the Niners here. Again, breaking news. It happened about, I want to say about an hour ago now. Deebo Samuel got signed to the Niners. So he makes his return. He left the Niners to go to Washington, and then now Washington cuts him, and he goes back to the Niners. This does not bode well for anyone looking for Ricky Pearsall to have a potential breakout. Again, Ricky Pearsall was anticipated to be one of the top targets, especially early on for San Francisco. Mike Evans, who they picked up in free agency, again, is lining up to be a top target for Brock Purdy and the Niners. But truly, honestly, Ricky Pearsall was anticipated by those in the know to potentially have a little launch-off season, especially when we're talking about early in the season when George Kittle is still trying to come back from an Achilles, right? So, but Ricky Pearsall's knee is acting up. It's flaring up. It's not good. There are reports that if he has to get surgery on that knee, that he will miss most of, if not the entire season. So them signing Deebo Samuel, not a good look. Not good. And look, I get why they went to go get Deebo. I do. But I will say the fragility of this offense is absolutely insane. Deebo is 30 years old. Mike Evans is 32 years old. Christian Kirk is 29 years old. CMC is 30 years old. George Kittle is 32 years old, coming off of an Achilles. Left tackle Trent Williams is 38 years old. This team is very, very injury prone, and again, also on the older side. Very much on the older side. So, yeah, man. I don't know. I get the signing, but the fragility of this offense in terms of the electrical substation and whatnot, the age of the team certainly makes this older. All right, we got a caller. This is really interesting. This is David from LA. He has a background in law enforcement. Obviously, I was talking about the, shadiness, I think we can say. The shadiness of what is going on with the Palo Alto Police Department and them refusing to release the body cam footage and the police report. David is going to give me an education here, I think. He's got a background in law enforcement. David from LA, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, James? So, just a quick pointer. As far as law enforcement and body cameras, technically the departments don't have to release it to anybody. The only time they really have to release any body camera footage is when there's an officer involved shooting. They do that for transparency. Now, when it comes to anything related to the public, the department could simply say, hey, you know what, beat it. We're not releasing any videos because that's not something that we need to release out there. Now, if Shanahan, whoever's involved, they want to release it, they're more than welcome to release it. But as far as the police department, they are not obligated to release it. That's by their policy.
Interesting. All right, good background information there, David. I appreciate that. David calling in from L.A. 855-97 LA fan. Interesting. Again, I can't. I'm assuming what he is telling me is the truth. I don't know. I'm not in law enforcement. Like I said, I'm not even a real journalist now, dude. I'm out the trenches, dude. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Shoot, maybe during the break I'll Google it. I don't know. But that's really, really good insight from David from L.A. So, again, the Palo Alto Police Department decided not to release the body cam footage. They decided not to release the police report. Shoot, you know what? I'll tell you what, that's another part of it too. Why not just release a police report? I don't get it. You don't want to do the video? That's cool. But why not the police report? I don't know. I like I said, man, it's just weird. It's got weird vibes all over the place. When the most obvious answer is that they are trying to cover up something, most likely the most obvious answer is the right answer. I don't know. Like I said, it's pretty odd, I would say. Let's take a break. When we come back, found some really interesting audio from some really shady characters in relation to the Dodgers. Matt Boyer, remember this guy was the bookie for Ipe, and Trevor Bauer had some very harsh words for the Dodgers as well. You will hear from both coming up after the break right here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. What is cracking, everybody? James Coe here with you. Some, I don't know, interesting details, I guess, in regards to Matt Boyer and Trevor Bauer. Boyer and Bauer. Try saying that 10 times fast. But Matt Boyer on Twitter X today released a little clip. And on the clip, Boyer discusses what he kind of thought about and the opinion on whether or not Shohei Ohtani knew anything about Ippei Mizuhara's gambling. I think this is, again, really interesting sound. This is Matt Boyer's. And listen, as we know, ESPN is coming out with a multiple-part docu-series on what they call the, quote, betrayal of Shohei Ohtani. If you followed that case closely, a lot of it is just diving into great detail in regards to that. So, again, I'm sure, I have not seen it, but I am sure, knowing the characters involved with it, ESPN does a really good job of doing in-depth, not as much anymore, but still does a pretty good job of in-depth journalism and analysis. They've got a noted documentary filmmaker behind the project as well. But obviously one of the major central characters was Matt Boyer, who was the Orange County bookmaker at the center of that sports betting scandal involving Ippei. So again, this was a clip that Matt Boyer released talking about whether he thought that Shohei Ohtani was involved in the gambling.
Mostly soccer, but I feel bad because I played a part in him being in prison. I at the end of the day, I always look at we're all accountable for our own actions, right? So I do feel a little guilt, though, that this gentleman's gambling addiction is put him in prison and then ruined his career and life. And now he's in a federal prison in Pennsylvania. And so I still have a little guilt for that. I also have a little guilt for Shohei Ohtani having a taboo to his name, because he really does a little bit. He's overcome that. But being known in this case and of course, everyone thinks he was the one putting in the bets, which the truth of the matter of that, I want to be clear, is the only people that know who really put these bets in is Shohei and Ippei. At the end of the day, do I believe Shohei put the bets in? No, I do not, because he was on the mound pitching at times when bets were
when
flying.
The bets were coming in.
So I'm very confident he didn't put the bets in. Do I think he was aware of maybe his friend having a gambling problem? That part I think is a little questionable. But
okay,
what's wrong with that?
Well, there you go. So again, the point of view of the bookmaker in Orange County that was taking Ippei Mizuhara's bets and his thoughts on, again, how much did Shohei know? Was he the guy making the actual bets? Again, the new ESPN documentary series will explore those questions as well. So interesting stuff there from Matt Boyer for sure. Meanwhile, Trevor Bauer recently went on a YouTube channel called La Casa de los Dodgers. I think he's playing right now in, dude, I don't know where. I know he's playing baseball somewhere. I just don't totally know where it is. That being said, Trevor Bauer, who, again, Dodger fans are aware of, he faced major controversy because of allegations of sexual assault, domestic violence, and child abuse. It led to a landmark 194-game suspension from Major League Baseball. Well, here's the problem. Trevor Bauer was not prosecuted due to insufficient evidence, and the civil lawsuit involved with it was settled as well. Meanwhile, the Dodgers released him in January of 2023. Listen, I don't want to make it seem like Trevor Bauer is a good guy that just was like in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I have said this jokingly before, but I will say it in serious now. Like, I am not here to like kink shame anybody. Like, if Trevor Bauer is into that stuff, he's into it. Cool. Good on him. Just don't be illegal about it. Right? Okay. Now, that being said, look, this was certainly not the first time that Trevor Bauer was in trouble in regards to, sexual assault allegations. And as a matter of fact, it goes back, multiple years, right? 4 different women have accused him of sexual assault. Now, again, I just want to be 100% fair. The 4th woman who did accuse him was then indicted for fraud and extortion of Bauer. Okay? So, again, I just want to get all my ducks in a row there. Bauer sued his accuser for defamation. She filed a counterclaim alleging sexual battery. Both suits were settled in 2023. Neither party admitting any wrongdoing, and no money changed hands between those two parties. But again, that being said, a woman from Ohio sought a temporary restraining order on Trevor Bauer in June of 2020, right? The woman had alleged that Bauer had physically abused her and made threats against her. There was another woman who accused Bauer of sexual assault in 2022 and 2023. This is also a player that has engaged in online harassment of people, where he's asked his followers to harass other women online who have said negative things about him on Twitter X. So what I don't like, however you stand on Trevor Bauer, for sure he is not without some blame. For sure he is not, and when I say blame, I mean, it's not as if this is like the most likable dude on the planet. You know what I'm saying? This guy's got a lot of baggage. A ton of baggage. Anyways, so he goes on this YouTube channel and he blasts the Dodgers.
I wish I'd never played for them because I think the organization treated me like, and I'm not very happy with that. Like, I did a lot to try to help. My short time that I was there, I tried to help the other players. I tried to treat everybody respectfully. I tried to, be a good steward with the fans and everything. And then when all this stuff happened, the front office said oh, it was Lindsey Hill. Oh, we know her. We know this is all bullshit. Before anything even came out. Oh, we know this is bullshit.
Well, like I said, he's got a very long history. And whether or not that was BS, again, there's 2 other women with credible sources of information there as well. So again, I don't know where to stand on all that stuff, man. But Trevor Bauer taking some serious shots on the Dodgers organization. Also in that same interview, he said, quote, "I don't wish them well because they treated me horribly. I should have never played for such a team." Although he said that Mookie Betts, I don't even know if Mookie Betts wants this call out, but he said Mookie Betts was on my side. Even back then, he told team officials we should bring Bauer back. He is innocent. I truly respect him. Yeah, like I said, man, weird situation for sure. Trevor Bauer is a weird dude. I think it's fair to say that. And he just has a lot of baggage. I don't know. Should the Dodgers have embraced that amount of baggage? Yeah, probably not, man. Probably not. He's at best, he is an unsavory character at best. So, and at worst, you know what he is at worst. But at best, he's an unsavory character. So, yeah, man, I don't know what Trevor Bauer is thinking. He's he wants to be without fault. And again, he talks about one girl. Okay, cool. What about the other 2? I'm curious, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a weird situation. And like I said, Trevor Bauer is a weird dude and he is at best unsavory. Okay, I tell you what, let's step away. When we come back, we will talk a lot about the NFL. Do a lot of NFL talk on the backside of this break. You're listening to the James Coe Show on the brand new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. What is going on, everybody? James Coe here with you. 855-97-LA-FAN. Again, that's 855-97-LA-FAN. I tell you what, I feel like we have not done a good Double P. We have not done a good enough job covering the NFL. So let's hit it, man. Let's go to cover 3.
Let's go.
Let's get the gleam. All right, let's go.
We're going to be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party.
It's time for the cover 3.
Here we go. Time for the cover 3. We are starting with the New Orleans Saints, who you already mentioned earlier, signing wide receiver Chris Olave to that 4-year extension. That was worth up to $132 million, including $90 million guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he is one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. He is a true weapon from all different spots as well. So, yeah, when we're talking about Chris Olave, he's like the best, most underrated. Of the underrated wide receivers, he's the best. So this guy can play everywhere. He can play in the flanker. He can play in the slot. He can play outside X. He can win deep. He can win intermediate, and he can win short. Listen, I'm not going to bore you with all the analytics of it all, but Chris Olave is truly one of the best route runners in the NFL, and he's also one of the most versatile. Like I said, the fact that he could play all 3 wide receiver spots and be productive everywhere, that matters. And the fact that he got this deal, honestly, it's a little bit of an injury discount, if anything. He has had 1,000 yards in 3 of his first 4 seasons. The only season that he did not was the season that he had major concussion injuries there. So, like I said, I think he took a little bit of an injury discount, but there's no question in my mind, even though he has not put up those crazy numbers, Double P, he is somebody who has been productive. And think about the quarterbacks that he has dealt with through his entire career. It's been tough. I think Tyler Shuck and Chris Olave could be ready to launch here in 2026. Again, don't be surprised if both of those two gentlemen take a really big step forward this year.
Well, and hopefully Shuck stays healthy and keeps playing, because if he doesn't, then you got to deal with Spencer Rattler catching balls from him.
That's terrible.
Terrible.
All right, let's go on to number 2. It's the number 1 overall pick. Fernando Mendoza says he's fine with being patient, playing behind Kirk Cousins, who was named the Las Vegas Raiders starting quarterback to begin training camp. So he said whatever decisions are made at the end, that's fantastic, and I'm well for it. That's what he said. He also mentioned, I just want the team to win, so that's where he's at.
Fernando Mendoza is one of the most interesting, most humble, he talks like he's ChatGPT.
Yeah,
You know ChatGPT gives you like that weird, like polite voice, and like it's always like, "Hey, great point" or whatever. Yeah, it's a little bit off-putting.
Yep.
And Fernando is, like I said, when he talks, he is a little off-putting because it sounds very ChatGPT-ish, but at the end of the day, too, it's like, listen, he was incredibly productive for 1 season at Indiana. I got a really close, I saw a lot of his Cal games, too, and I thought he was good, but I didn't think he was great, and then he turned into a great player at Indiana under Kurt Cignetti, so again, that's more of an indictment on Cal's program than it is anything about Fernando Mendoza. That being said, I know he's saying he's fine being patient, and honestly, I actually believe him. I actually do believe him. But you know what, Double P? It doesn't matter. Kirk Cousins is washed. Like, I'm going to say we'll be less than 6 games. I think Kirk Cousins lasts less than 6 games. His arm is shot. Kirk Cousins' athleticism, it was never very, it wasn't a big part of his game, but it's completely fallen off the map. And the biggest thing for me is, dude, his arm looks completely and utterly shot. I think he plays maybe 6 games, probably less.
My thing is the Raiders are going to be terrible. We know they're going to stink. They're not going to win many games. Why not give the reps to the younger guy in Mendoza and get him some in-game play other than Cousins.
Okay, so I do understand that part of it, but like, look at Anthony Richardson, right? Like when they tried to go to him too early, he needed development time. He needs to get used to seeing the game speed. He just needs to get used to the whole process of understanding an NFL offense. NFL offenses are more complex. They're just different than college offenses. Even though Cignetti's offense was great, it's still more simplified than what they're going to find under Clint Kubiak. So I'm very much okay with a young guy sitting down for 4, 5, 6, 8 games even as he gets used to the NFL speed, because that is real.
All right, let's move on to the Cleveland Browns GM Andrew Berry. He said that he's hopeful to get Jadeveon Clowney back in Cleveland after they had a good visit to the facility on Wednesday. Really good visit, he said. Things that we still have to work through. Hopefully we can get and add him to the team. Of course, I'm paraphrasing here, but it's still in the balance, he said.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this one. I mean, look, they need some help, but at the end of the day, Clowney's 33 years old. I think he still has a little bit of juice left, but just not. Like I said, I don't know how much he's got left, though, So I think for me, if he ends up with the Browns playing opposite Jared Verse, I think he'd be a good pass rushing depth piece, but that's about it. I think this is, to me, again, when you're talking about somebody who is 33 years old, it feels very much like I don't think there's much left in the tank. So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we'll see with him, I guess. But that's our cover 3 topics of the day. You stole one of them earlier, Chris Olave. Come on now. That's all we got.
To be fair to Jadeveon Clowney, too, he did have 8.5 sacks last year. And at the age of 30 for Baltimore in 2023, he had 9.5 sacks. So, which is really funny because Jadeveon Clowney was kind of considered a bust because he didn't get a lot of sacks, but he was really, really good in terms of stopping the run and setting the edge. And then all of a sudden, later in his career, when he got more focused on just the pass rushing side of it, he had 9 sacks in 2021. He had 9.5 in 2023, and he had 8.5 last year in 2025. Kind of interesting. He's been more productive in odd years than in even years. This is an even year, so maybe Cleveland wants to avoid. I don't know. I'm just kidding. No, look, I don't know. I think he'd be a good depth piece, but I think that's just about it. So anyways, we've got a lot more NFL coverage here and a lot more NFL news that I wanted to cover. Dude, Double P, you're going to have to help me out, bro. I have completely lost track of breaks. I don't need to go to break, do I?
No.
Okay, thank God. Okay. Bro, when I'm like so locked in on these football takes, dude, I'm like, I don't know where I'm at in regards to the clock right now. Oh, shoot. You know what we really need to do, though? We really honestly need to do some Dodger baseball updates. Let's go.
Dodger baseball.
The Dodgers picking up their guy, Roki Sasaki, who, by the way, is still dealing right now. Roki Sasaki, through 2 2/3, has 5 strikeouts, no hits, and 1 walk. Roki Sasaki is on fire. He's going crazy. And again, he still has the oversized novelty glove on as well, which is really funny to see. Anyways.
Love it.
Yeah, I love it too. The Dodgers got the scoring going early with 2 runs in the bottom of the first. It was Mookie Betts, who, remember, has been brought down in the lineup here. Mookie Betts doubled to left, scoring Tommy Hyunsu Edman and Andy Pages, who had gotten on. So, again, pretty good stuff here. Early offense for the LA Dodgers. For whatever reason, the Dodgers love to come from behind. Like, that's their thing. I believe they lead the majors in come from behind victories. Don't quote me on that, but they're somewhere in like the mix of like either 1 or 2. I don't think they're any lower than 3, but they just have so many come from behind victories. Let's see if the Dodgers will cruise or if the Seattle Mariners will make this one interesting. But right now, speaking of cruising, man, I'm telling you, Roki Sasaki is cruising right now. 5 strikeouts through 2 2/3. impressive stuff. The last 2 starts for Roki Sasaki have been tremendous. So again, we shall see where this all ends up and goes. Okay, we have been talking a lot about the NFL here. Wanted to talk about Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield has a contract negotiation ongoing, except for the fact that he says now it's not ongoing because he's just going to focus on football.
I wanted the deal done, set the deadline, and told them it was going to be all ball after that, and I did mean that. And I don't know if they thought I was just going to take some of the offers that they gave, but I'm at the point of my career and understanding what I've brought to this franchise. One, I'm very, very thankful for the chance they gave me. Do not get me wrong on that. But I've also I really know what I've brought to this franchise, leadership-wise, and even play-wise. It's been some of the best years of my career, and I think it's only going to trend upwards, just being comfortable and feeling that. So disappointing in that regard to not have, to feel disrespected a little bit. And that's really the disappointing part, to feel undervalued after, thinking you've earned it.
I don't know where to go with this. Look, first of all, he admitted that he was very thankful that the Tampa Bay Bucks basically resurrected his career. And honestly, if he's going to do anything, he needs to break off Sean McVay like 1% or something, like give the agent fee, like give Sean McVay 1%, because as we know, Baker Mayfield's career was completely and utterly derailed. When he started in Cleveland, it didn't go well. And then when he went to Carolina, it went even worse, right? Like he was flat out awful in Carolina. And to be honest with you, I think for most of his Cleveland days, he was pretty bad as well. And you really can't even blame, I know he has talked about like the talent pool in Cleveland, but dude, he's thrown to Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry. Like, what are we talking about here? He had weapons. His style of play didn't work with those 2 guys. Those 2 guys are precise route runners. This is somebody that needs to do more of like feel, get out the pocket a little bit, scramble around, make plays, more backyard style. That being said, now that he's gotten into Tampa Bay, when he got into LA and made that emergency start, that I think completely resurrected his career. Then when he gets to Tampa Bay, he's fortunate enough to work with a quarterback resurrector in Dave Canales, who was his OC. Then in his second year, he went from Dave Canales to Liam Cohen. Come on. Again, one of the best play designers, one of the best offensive minds in the NFL. So he goes from Dave Canales to he goes from Sean McVay, Dave Canales, Liam Cohen. Right? So I just... Look, and Tampa Bay gave him a 3-year, $100 million contract. I'm just saying, man, like, he wants to get paid $50 million per year? Baker Mayfield? What? Baker Mayfield? I don't, like I said, man, I don't know. I will say this, he is, in my opinion, look, last year he had to work with Josh Grizzard. I didn't think that was going to work, and guess what? It didn't work, right? Now he is lucky and fortunate enough to get with another McVay disciple in Zach Robinson, who will be his OC this year. I'm expecting Baker Mayfield to have a little bit of a career resurgence, but not even career, just a little bit of a bounce back year. Career resurgence is way overstated. A bounce back year for Baker Mayfield because he obviously last year did not, statistically put it on the field, right? So, but for him to want 50 million plus, listen to these quarterbacks that are making over 50 million. Okay. It's Jalen Hurts. He's won a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson, one of the best in the business. Justin Herbert, Brock Purdy, who again has been in the Super Bowl. Jared Goff has been in the Super Bowl. Josh Allen, one of the best to ever do it. Joe Burrow, again, considered to be one of the best in the business. Trevor Lawrence got paid $55 million. You can argue that one for sure. That's probably an overpay. Jordan Love is definitely an overpay at $55 million. And Matt Stafford is now at $55 million. Dak Prescott's at $60 million, and Patrick Mahomes is at $63 million. Guys, tell me where Baker Mayfield is better than any of these guys. He's not. He's absolutely not better than any of these dudes. Like, he wants to get paid $50 million. Brother, he is much more in the Sam Darnold mode, right? Like, Sam Darnold is playing under a contract that's paying him $33.5 million. Daniel Jones is playing for $44 million on average, right? Like, $50 million is absolutely not on the cards. If he is looking for that kind of money, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, it just, to me, that doesn't make sense. And like I said, he recognizes the fact that Tampa Bay took a chance on him, gave him a 3-year, $100 million deal, despite the fact that his tenure in Carolina and in Cleveland went really, really bad. It went really, really poorly. And so Tampa Bay's got to be thinking, not only did we give you a chance, but you got to work with Dave Canales, you got to work with Liam Cohen, and then when you worked with Josh Grizzard, it fell apart. Like, how much of it is the system? How much of it is Baker Mayfield? And oh, by the way, they lost Mike Evans. So, I don't know what to think about Baker, man. Like, I like Baker. I do. I think he brings a lot of attitude, much needed attitude to a young Tampa Bay offense. But like I said, man, for him to want $50 million in this situation, it seems a little outrageous. I'm not going to lie to you. He seems very much like he needs to get that Daniel Jones money. Like, around $40 million seems about right to me. Okay, we step away. We take a break. You're listening to The James Coe Show on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. What is cracking, Los Angeles? We appreciate y'all tuning in, having a good old time on a beautiful Thursday evening. James Coe here with you. We got great producer, Double P, behind the glass. How you doing tonight, pal?
Doing great, man. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm
I like
pumped.
it. I like it, man. We're having a good time. The Dodgers right now, they lead 2-0 against Seattle. Dodger baseball! And we will give you more updates as they become available. But let me just say, I've been keeping one eye on the game. And Roki Sasaki, my goodness gracious, I don't know what happened. But as soon as he put on the giant glove, he transformed. It's like a binky. It's like a binky for him. He put on the giant glove, and all of a sudden, dude's confidence is through the roof. He's throwing the ball much harder. He's got more command, and he's just mowing guys down. His 2 starts in New York against the Mets and Yankees were fantastic. And again, this is early returns here, but through 3 innings, he looks awesome again. He looks incredible. I don't know, man. I need to know what's inside that glove, bro. Like, how do I buy myself? If I bought one of them gloves, do I turn into like the best radio host in the world? Like, what's going on over here, bro? I need that glove. I love that. Okay, we've talked a lot of football. I feel like we've neglected basketball, though. All right, and for that, we go to the full court press.
And now,
yeah,
it's time for the full court press.
Yeah!
God, I love that, huh? That's pretty good.
Oh, it's great.
Oh,
Listen,
man.
if you listen to that, also, I did not know this, but that's a real song. You know, when I was listening to that, like growing up in the 90s and whatnot, I did not know that was a real song. Like, I just thought that was like something that they made up for the Bulls, but like, it's a real song. I don't know what song it is. I'm going to go look this up. Anyways, go ahead. Full court. For those of you who do not know, Full Court Press is your top basketball headline. So, again, we go with it. Let's go.
Good. Way to let the folks know. It's Luka Doncic we're going to start with, right? Because we're in LA. Let's talk a little Luka, right?
Yeah.
He's hosting a party, basically. Luka's hosting the entire Lakers roster for a 4-day mini camp in Slovenia this August. This trip features basketball workouts, golf,
that's cool.
Sightseeing, and some team bonding. How cool is that, huh?
No, that's really cool. And the fact that he's paying for it all and all that kind of stuff, like that's pretty sick.
4-day trip.
Yeah, it's a 4-day trip. I think this is really cool. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, this is good team bonding. I think it's good leadership. Yeah, man, it's just, look, it's always fun to introduce people to a new culture too. So I don't know what kind of food Slovenian food is like. But I tell you what, if I was on the Lakers, I'd be really curious. I'd be really excited just to learn about a new culture, to eat some new foods, and just kind of sort of see, hey, man, this is how our superstar grew up. This is truly, look, the one thing about this now is that this is truly Luka's team, right? And because previously it was Luka and LeBron's team, right? Like LeBron was on here, he was with the Lakers, he won a championship, and the Lakers made they fleeced Dallas, they brought Luka to LA, but still, because he was joining a team, and he was joining a team that had LeBron on it, now it is truly, honestly, this is Luka's team. And the fact that he's taking this leadership role, I think it says a lot, you know? And like I said, I think this is a great entryway for team bonding, because what are you doing? You're taking the team, you're taking them to Slovenia. They're a captive audience. They're going to learn about culture. They're going to learn about how you grew up. And when you learn about how somebody grows up, you just naturally respect them more, you empathize with them more, you humanize them more. And so everything about this screams leadership to me. So for me, Luka to do this and to pay for this out of his pocket for all these dudes to go, man, like, that's awesome. This is, again, an A+ S tier leadership move from Luka Doncic.
And when they go out to dinner, that's Luka too, right?
Yeah, man.
Gotta be.
Gotta be.
Now, if you had to pick a Laker, though, if they do go out to dinner, which Laker steps up and pays for one bill if Luka lets someone else pay? Would it be Reeves?
It's got to be Reeves, dude.
Got to be Reeves.
If it's not Reeves, first of all, my question is did Reeves bring his golf clubs?
That's a great question.
I don't know if there's good golf in Slovenia, but I bet you there is, though. I bet you there's like one like just banger course.
But in the report, ESPN thought it was a decent enough idea to throw in golf as one of the things that it features.
There you go.
Basketball workouts, golf, sightseeing.
Yeah, I've heard that, and again, I've read that Luka's trying to pick up golf, that he's trying to get better at golf, which, I don't know. That makes me a little... Honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't like... This is a total and utter boomer take, bro. But I do not like pro athletes playing golf. Because for the lone reason that it is tough on your back and it's tough on your knees. And, dude, there is already so much wear and tear on these guys. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I know this is a mad boomer take, but I just don't like it, especially basketball players, man. Like, I don't like the fact that they play golf. So, I don't know. We'll see. And look, I get that it's a total boomer take, Double P. I get it.
It's a pretty boomer take.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I'm fully aware of it. But that being said, it's not a good look that Reeves gets hurt. It's not a good look that Luka was hurt down the stretch either. I'm just saying, man, like, don't give people like me in the media any kind of ammunition, man. Like, I don't know, dude. Look, by the way, I'm not the guy that says, hey, you have to be like, the only thing you can do is play basketball. Yeah. I am not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. Like, have hobbies. Hobbies are great. I love hobbies. I don't know, man. Like, golf to me is the one hobby where I'm like, God, though, it really does mess up your back. It really does put a lot of pressure on your knees, man. I don't know. Like I said, total boomer take.
What do you want him to do? Play chess?
That's terrible.
All right, let's move on here.
Yeah.
A report came out today from Yahoo Sports that the Lakers and the Cavs are fully interested in trying to land Jonathan Kuminga. So the Kuminga talks, still going around as always as they continue working toward a deal. The Athletic reports that Jonathan Kuminga is right now demanding a salary in free agency exceeding $20 million a year. What do you think about that? Him getting $20 million a year probably has to be, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a fair deal. Look, all it takes is one team. That being said, the money's dried up. Like, I don't know where. Like I heard that Peyton Watson wants $25 million, right? Like,
yes.
Okay, so where's he going to get it, though? We're so late in free agency and in this period. Like, I don't know where guys like Kuminga are going to get $20 million, especially Kuminga. Especially Jonathan Kuminga, where he couldn't make it work in Golden State. He was essentially a rental for Atlanta, and while I do think that he put enough on tape to say, hey, he is a really intriguing player that clearly was not developed well enough by Golden State, that was mismanaged by Golden State. That much is clear to me, clear as day, that Golden State dropped the bag on this, okay? But that being said, he has flamed out in two teams already.
Yeah.
How much are teams willing to pay for a guy who is, again, most likely kind of like an upside project pick, I don't think, to me, $20 million doesn't make sense, but it just takes one team to believe and truly, honestly feel like this guy could be a star.
I mean, the guy couldn't last 20 minutes in a room with Steve Kerr. How's he going to get more than $20 million? It's unbelievable, but that's why it makes headlines, because a guy like Jonathan Kuminga is going to be getting north of $20 million. But Jonathan Kuminga, not the only wing out there who's on the market.
Yeah.
Pride of UCLA, you just mentioned him. Peyton Watson is also as well. And here comes Cleveland again, making a run for him. Here's Ramona Shelbourne of ESPN on James Harden and Peyton Watson possibly both playing for Cleveland next year.
Well, I think that could happen relatively soon. The question is going to be, is it a 2-year deal, a 3-year deal? What the structure looks like is going to determine what the money looks like. But the Cavs are still poking around with Peyton Watson, and I think that's why James has given them a lot of room to negotiate.
So again, as Ramona Shelburne of ESPN was reporting there, it's really interesting because it sounds as if James Harden is delaying signing with Cleveland so that Cleveland can go and get another player like Peyton Watson. I don't know if that's going to help his postseason shooting at all.
Oh boy.
No, but and again, the postseason struggles for James Harden is real, man. Like he is one of the all-time great foul baiters, and when he can't get the foul baiting going, like his game completely collapses, dude.
For me, it's a turnover thing, and those bad shots that he doesn't get the foul baiting to go his way.
Yeah,
that shot is a turnover.
That's right.
That's all
That's
it
correct.
is.
If you're wondering why his shooting percentage goes down, why his turnovers go up, and and again, just all and by the way, the thing with foul baiting that is so interesting too, when you get the foul, you're able to really rest at the line.
Yeah,
Do
they
you know
just
what I'm
hang
saying?
on their knees.
Yeah, you just hang out. It's like, all right, cool. Like I get to take a little bit of a break here. I take a little, 30-second, 45-second break as I'm scoring points at the free throw line.
Yep.
And as we know, it's not as if James Harden is like Mr. Iron Man out there. It's not as if he's like, he's not. Let's just put it this way. He's not in like marathon shape, right?
No,
So
definitely not.
So again, like that's why the foul baiting doesn't work. But here's the thing: if y'all have not watched a lot of Denver Nuggets basketball, I don't totally blame you. Peyton Watson is a totally up and coming 3-and-D guy.
Yep.
And the fact that he wants $25 million plus, that's the one guy that I think might get it because there's so many teams that need somebody like this that I can see them making an offer. And remember, this is a player in Peyton Watson that both the Clippers and the Lakers have reportedly been going after. If Cleveland is now going to make a run, they've got more assets, they potentially have more money. At this point, I don't think the Lakers have the assets to make a run at Peyton Watson, and to me, that's a shame. They're kind of sort of backed into a corner right now, are the Lakers, and the Clippers, my goodness gracious.
Oh.
I mean, this aspiration investigation will not go away. And it sounds as if the investigation can go well into 2027, man. So I know the Clippers are looking to move on from Kawhi. They were in the business of Peyton Watson. And again, with the whole aspiration deal hanging over their heads, I think they're out on the Peyton Watson experience as well. And like I said, it's so deep into the offseason for the NBA. There just can't be that many teams that are willing to pay Peyton Watson $25 million. I do think he's worth the money, Double P. I just don't know if he'll get the money.
He didn't play. He played 54 games last season. He had that hamstring problem, but you mentioned he's working on the threes, a 3-and-D guy, up and coming 3-and-D guy.
Yep.
Always had the defense at UCLA, but he could never really shoot there. And I feel like Aaron Gordon from Denver really worked on his three-point shot. I think Peyton Watson as well, also working on his three-point shot with Aaron Gordon. And what do you do when you can't run with that hamstring? Well, you might as well go ahead and get on the court and shoot some standstill threes. And that's probably what he did. So he's going to get better. He's going to get that bag because he deserves it.
Like I said, I really like Peyton Watson. The upside is certainly there, but you're right. It's been a very small sample size. So I don't know. I don't know what ends up happening. I don't think he'll get the 25 because, again, it's just so late in the process. And just similarly, I don't think Jonathan Kuminga is going to get $20 million either. So
who signs for more money?
Well, I think it will be Peyton Watson ultimately, but it'll be close. It'll be close. I think what ends up happening is that I think Kuminga gets something like, 15, 16, and then I think Peyton Watson gets, I'm going to say he gets 20.
I like it.
So that's probably where I go. But again, I don't know what teams. I have absolutely no idea what teams will be in the mix because I've heard a bunch of teams are interested in both players. So who's going to pony up and actually make it happen? I don't know. We're going to find out.
Bunch of teams interested, but Cleveland making both headlines for both those guys, so we'll see if maybe they get one of them. But they didn't get that LeBron guy, that's for sure.
I know, right?
That didn't work.
I know. You know, they were waiting for LeBron to potentially sign there as well. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, there you go. That was your top basketball headlines in full court press. By the way, I did look it up. This is the Alan Parsons Project. That's the song for the Chicago Bulls intro. And the song is called Sirius, if anyone was wondering. The Alan Parsons Project. And the song is called Sirius. Hey, listen, dude, I know there's a lot of like music heads listening, be like, oh my God, I can't believe this guy didn't know about the Alan Part. Bro, it came out in 1982. Okay, just chill out, dude. Like, I only know it as the Chicago Bulls intro song. That's the only thing I know it for. But yeah. When I found out that it was an actual real song, I was like, oh, wow, that's cool. Oh, my goodness gracious, we've got a Dodgers update.
Dodger baseball.
Oh, we got a Dodgers update. Dalton Rushing continues his hot streak. He has been incredible for the last 4 games now for Dalton Rushing. And in the bottom of the 4th, Dodgers are cruising after Dalton Rushing smashed a 3-run home run. Kyle Tucker, he is on fire. Kyle Tucker scores. And I missed the other one. Was it Kike Hernandez? I think Kike Hernandez scored as well. So there you go. Dalton Rushing, home run number 12 as the Dodgers lead 5-0.
Wow. Oh, Teoscar and Kyle Tucker.
Oh,
scored.
there you go.
But yeah, putting up a 5 spot on Brian Wu. How about those splits that we mentioned earlier?
I know, right?
Right out of the first, what was it, top of the hour, first segment of the show? Oh my goodness, his home and away splits are ridiculous and proving to be that tonight.
As Double P mentioned here, Brian Wu, the home and away splits are absolutely insane. Brian Wu at home has a 2.2 ERA, and he's a perfect 6-0. And he's got a 10.1 strikeouts per 9 average, right? Meanwhile, on the road, he's 1-7 with an ERA of 6.52, and his strikeouts go way down. He goes from 10.1 to 7.8.
That's terrible.
Per 9. But 6.52 on the road, man.
And Bryce Miller, their other starter, was originally scheduled to start for tonight for Seattle, but he's pushed back to Friday's series opener tomorrow against the Twins. So Mariners manager Dan Wilson said Miller needed an extra day, but these guys throw with a 6-man rotation. So they have some great arms, and you bring Wu in for a road game. It's just kind of weird where you could have just had him going at home tomorrow where he's clearly more comfortable.
I feel bad for him, you know? Like, he's got to be thinking, too. Like, listen, ball players, they know their stats better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? And so, I'm telling you, man, like, he probably knows, like, oh, God dang it.
Woke up this morning, and Wilson comes up to him, hey, you're starting today.
Yeah, you got to take the bump.
Coach, are you sure? Have you seen my splits?
You know? Look at my splits. And it's not, by the way, it's not just the splits, too. He's got to be thinking, like, oh, thank God I don't have to see the Dodgers, you know? Oh, thank goodness I don't have to see the Dodgers, let alone on the road, the Dodgers. He's got to be thinking like, yeah, this is great. I can't wait to get back home and not see the Dodgers. It's great. Nope, sorry, dude.
It's not like he's going to bring that road ERA down tonight. I hope he wasn't expecting that.
Nope. Well, he's over 9, and like I said, it was 6-8 something. So I don't know, man. Like, this is tough. I feel bad for Brian Wu. But meanwhile, the Dodgers, they lead 5-0 in the bottom of the 4th. And Roki Sasaki, as I mentioned, man, he is going ham sandwich right now. Okay, you know what? Let's take a break. When we come back, it's been a minute now since we've gone to Who the F, and we will stay in the world of baseball. When we come back, it's Who the F Angels edition right here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. What is
Time now to
cracking?
play. Who the? Time now to play. Who the fuck?
Yeah! I jumped the gun. I got too excited. My bad.
That's okay to get excited.
Yeah, I jumped the gun there. My bad. It's my favorite segment. It's Who the F. It's a random segment where we just list off a random athlete from the past. And we just have fun with it because I tell you right now, there's nothing more fun than just remembering old players for some reason. I don't know why that is, but it's true. We go to Anaheim for this one. We talk about the Angels, and we go back to the great year of 2002. Little David Eckstein.
You know what year 2002 was?
I have no idea. What was the year 2002?
Last time the Angels won the World Series,
Correct.
baby.
Correct. If y'all didn't know, Double P is a big-time Angels fan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, look, man. 2002 was a magical year. It really was. David Eckstein was on the Angels, and he was one of my favorite, rando players. Why? Because he was absolutely plucky. Dude, how tall was David Eckstein? David Eckstein had to have been 5'6" or something, dude. David Eckstein.
He was 5'7".
Height. 5'7".
5'6.5", it says online.
5'6.5". There you go. We're both right. 5'6.5". Playing Major League Baseball. Good for him. Crazy, man. Crazy. This is about as plucky as it gets. The word plucky was meant for somebody like David Eckstein. 5'7.5", and was just an absolute nuisance on the base paths, was a nuisance at the dish. He had that high, he choked up on the bat so high, man. It was just, for him, it was all about contact, make contact, and just scoot your butt to first, man. I love David Eckstein. Absolutely. So annoying if you were an opponent of the Angels, or he was a Cardinal for a while too. But during the Angels' 2002 championship run, he led the major leagues in grand slams. Shocker. Again, he's got no power.
At 5'6"?
None. But he led the majors that year in total grand slams. He had 3 grand slams, including grand slams at back-to-back games against the Toronto Blue Jays, one of which was a game-winning grand slam that helped the Angels complete the sweep over Toronto. At the time, I don't want to say it was a spark plug, but it may have been a spark plug. The Angels were 7-14 on the year, but after the sweep of the Jays, the Angels went on to win 20 of their next 23 games. So David Eckstein was, I think you can say he was the spark, for sure. On the season, David Eckstein hit .293, and again, remember, he only had 8 home runs that year. 3 of them were grand slams. Incredible. He also, I told you he's a menace in terms of just at the dish. You didn't want to see this guy, man. He led all of Major League Baseball in being hit by pitches. Dude, he took 27 of them.
Oh my goodness.
27.
That's some bruises right there.
Double P. This guy didn't care. He gave up his body for the team, bro.
And the smaller you are, the more it affects the body.
Yeah,
I'm going to say, if that fastball's coming in at 95 or whatever.
And he just turned his shoulder right into it.
Oh, man. And they didn't have those really good Evo Shield guards back then.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. He just ate it.
Oh, yeah.
Little David Eckstein would just eat it.
And rub dirt.
And just rub dirt on it, and then just be a complete pest on the base paths as well. David Eckstein was, dude. I'm telling you, he was the best, dude. He was you talk about a bootstrap player. This was a bootstrap player. During the 2002 World Series, by the way, he was so damn annoying at the dish. He actually got MVP votes, believe it or not. He finished 11th in the MVP voting. He tied Nomar Garciaparra. David Eckstein, y'all. I love it. For the old school Angel fans that are listening right now, remember this magical run, because they in the opening round of the baseball playoffs, they saw the Yankees, and absolutely, I'm telling you, I was there. There wasn't a soul on planet Earth that thought that the Angels were going to beat the Yankees. The Yankees had Jeter, they had Giambi, they had a juiced-up Roger Clemens, Andy Pettitte was in the rotation, David Wells, Mike Mussina. No one gave the Angels any shot to win that series. No one. And you know what they did? They beat them 3-1. Incredible. This Yankee team had 103 wins. I'm telling you, it was a monster upset, like a shocking upset. Shocking. It was incredible. And then because of that, I was like, oh, they're done. Like, they're going to go see the Twins now. And again, everyone thought they were done against the Twins too, because like, okay, big emotional win against the Yankees. Man, they're going to come back to earth. They've got to see Torrey Hunter. It was Big Papi's last year in Minnesota. Oh, the Twins got this, man. The Twins got Johan Santana was dealing. He was dealing. No. They beat the Twins 4-1. Then they get to the World Series and they got to face Barry Bonds. What? The Giants were just, again, like, Barry Bonds was the most feared hitter in history. Like, it was insane. They were intentionally walking Barry Bonds when the bases were loaded. They wanted no piece of Barry Bonds. And again, the Angels get in there. I'm telling you, I'm not saying that no one thought they had a chance, but dang near everybody thought they were going to lose. And they win the World Series. On this team, it was just a bunch of these like plucky upstart guys, man. Like David Eckstein was the embodiment of it. But all these guys were overachievers. Garrett Anderson was like legitimately good. Like he was awesome, right? But Troy Gloss had 30 home runs in this season. The great Tim Salmon, the big fish, was in this lineup. In terms of the rotation, it was Jared Washburn with a 3.15 ERA. John Lackey. They were their two frontline starters. Again, Washburn was good, not great. John Lackey was good, not great. I'm telling you, this was like the most magical season for sure in Angels history, for sure. But I would put this season up with anyone's like magical Cinderella season. This was awesome.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? And then after that, Eckstein, he went to St. Louis and was World Series MVP in 2006.
Amazing. I'm telling you, David Eckstein is just such a rando player. So annoying. Last name of that I will mention, because I know somebody was like, God, who was that closer for the Angels back then, man? Oh, Troy Percival. Percy with 40 saves that season. I think Scott Schoenweiss was their setup guy. I could be. Somebody needs to call and let me know, or maybe let me know in the chat. I think it was Scott Schoenweiss was the setup man. I don't remember. I remember Troy Percival coming in though, and just being this intimidating dude, like shutting the game down though. He was legit. But like, I mean, Jared Washburn, John Lackey, like again, these guys were really like good players. Not great though, but all of these guys, man, like as a unit, one of the best Cinderella baseball teams of all time, the 2002 Angels. And again, there was nobody who was more, like that than David Eckstein, man. There you go. So that's your Who the F player for tonight. Pretty good time. I like it. There you go. Hey, and listen, man. Hey, listen. Don't make accusations that I never talk about the Angels. Okay? I do. All right? Like, I loved the Angels growing up. I did. Like, I grew up in nearby Diamond Bar. Okay? I was in Diamond Bar. So, of course, I'm watching the Angels, man. I'm watching the Angels all the time, bro. I went to a bunch of Angels games. But then, they kind of sort of fell off, bro.
Really?
It's so funny, dude. Like, they just, like, if you're just catching this just now, like, they're the worst team in baseball. And they just got caught cheating, too. Like, doing a whole sign stealing thing. They just got caught doing that. And literally no one cared because they're terrible. How are you this bad when y'all were cheating, dude? Like, what? Oh my gosh. Hey, listen, dude, if it was the Dodgers or like the Yankees or the Braves or something doing this, it would be the biggest story in sports. Dude, heaven forbid it was the Dodgers. If it was the Dodgers and they got caught in some kind of like, sign stealing, controversy. Oh, Lord, can you imagine? It would be the biggest story in all of baseball. The Angels do it, and it's not even a blip. I don't think baseball fans even know it happened. It's wild. It's wild, man. So, anyways, there you go. Who the F? David Eckstein. I don't know why they're so bad, but golly, they're cheating and they're still bad, bro. 855-97-LA-FAN. Again, 855-97-LA-FAN. Man, I saw this one story and I just had to get into it. Minnesota Vikings content creator Dust Vikings just posted on Twitter today that, quote, at the end of practice today, I was approached by 2 officers letting me know I am being written up for trespassing because of the videos I took today. It is a 1-year ban. He went on to say, as you all know, I have no ill intent on posting videos. I understand it says, quote, no videos of practice, but I was told by a Vikings media member, not a Vikings member, but a Vikings media member, the correct way to post videos if I were to do so. I followed the instructions on how to properly do it. Not because it was anyone's fault but mine, and not blaming anyone, I just feel very misguided in this process. Bro, why? Okay, look, I understand the team being like, hey, man, you cannot post those videos. I could see the team being like, hey, listen, you got to take those down. Otherwise, we're going to ban you. At what point what in the Karen is going on over here? Minnesota, what y'all doing? Why the hell are you sending police officers to a content creator and telling him we're going to write you up for trespassing? All of a sudden, posting practice videos is against the law? Dog, what are we doing out here, Minnesota? Holy Karen, Batman. I mean, this is about as Karen as it gets, dude. You're sending police officers to a content creator and saying, hey, man, we're going to write you up for trespassing. What? Trespassing what, dude? It's practice. What do you mean? Police? You have to involve the police now, Karen? Like, dog, what are we doing? Why in the world? All this guy is doing is posting random videos of Kyler Murray throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson, dude. Like, what? At what point? I'm trying to figure out, man. Like, at what point in my brain would I be like, you know what? I need to get the police involved. Where are the police? Oh my goodness, arrest this man right now. He took practice video and put it on Twitter. Doesn't he see the sign that says no videos of practice? Arrest this man right now. That is so stupid. Oh my goodness. Can someone in PR just go up to this man like a human, just be a human being for once in your Karen life, and just go up to the guy and be like, hey man, you got to take them videos down. And if you do, and if you don't take him down, then we are going to ban you from future practices. I think I think even that is an overreaction. And again, I was talking about this, I think it was like last week or maybe it was earlier this week. Like, I hate going to locker rooms because, people try to treat it like you're like visiting the Pope, And NFL teams are like this. It's, first of all, the absolute stone cold worst is when you go to a college campus. Okay, like you try to go into a college locker room. I mean, they legitimately treat it. It's like life and death. Like, they legitimately treat it like there are state secrets locked in the locker room. It's a bunch of 18-year-olds who are playing Clash of Clans or guys, who cares? Half of these guys don't even know the playbook, dude. Like, stop. Stop. Anyways, Minnesota sending, and again, according to him, Dust Vikings, right? According to Dust Vikings, he was approached by not one, he was approached by 2 officers, bro. 2. Minnesota, the PR team for the Vikings are sending multiple police officers. What in the name of Karen are we doing out here, bro? To some random content creator guy and saying, yeah, we're going to write you up for trespassing. Dog, that is so bad, man. Dude, what are we doing, Minnesota, man? Oh, unbelievable. Absolutely that is like ultimate, like that's like Super Saiyan levels of Karen. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Anyways, listen, we step away. When we come back, it's more the James Coe Show. But in the 9 o'clock hour, we will talk Chargers football with Fernando Ramirez from Sporting Tribune. We will talk Chargers football on the backside, at the top of the hour, at the top of the 9 o'clock hour. That's coming up on the James Coe Show on the brand new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. We welcome you back to the James Coe Show. James Coe here with you. Man, I'll tell you what, man. Let's give you a Dodgers baseball update.
Dodger baseball.
It was going so well for Roki Sasaki, but he's run into a little bit of trouble here. Again, it was 5 incredibly clean innings, and then when he got into the 6th, he gave up a double to start, and right now the bases are juiced. He did give up 1 run here in the 6th inning. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. The Dodgers do lead 5-1, but the bases are completely loaded for Cal Raleigh, who had a bazillion home runs last year and right now is absolutely in the wilderness. Like he cannot figure out what is going on at all.
I really hope he doesn't homer right now.
I know, dude. That would really be bad, bro. There's 1 out in the 6th. We'll give you an update when 1 becomes available here. Okay. We're going to stay on the MLB kick, though, and go to the 6-4-3.
We'll be with you as soon as Leonard hits into a 6-4-3.
Ground ball to short. Vargas. Chavis. Smith. A huge 6-4-3 double play.
It's time for the 6-4-3.
Yeah, it is. 6-4-3. Let's go. Just, you know what a 6-4-3 is, right? It's a double play.
It's a double play.
So we got 2 baseball topics here.
Yes.
The first one is, how about this? Huh?
Okay.
The Mammoth 1-of-1 Shohei Ohtani dual gold logo man. Yes, that's all 1 baseball card.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And it's autographed by Shohei. Okay, so that's the title of the baseball card.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, this baseball card was just had a sale of more than $10 million. $10 million for a baseball card.
What?
So more than $10 million bucks would make it at least the 3rd highest figure ever for a sports card. Of course, if you want to hear the first 2, behind the $12.9 million 2007-2008 Upper Deck logo man autograph, MJ and Kobe on the same card. That was a 1-of-1 as well. These 1-of-1 cards are so valuable for obvious reasons. And then Mickey Mantle as well, a 9.5 graded one. It was $12.6 million. So behind those 2, this is $10 million bucks for that.
Wow.
This was from a collector in Florida. He pulled a redemption for the card from a box of 2026 Topps Chrome baseball at his local card store. He found this. Are you kidding me?
Dude, I don't know how this works, man. Like, I'm not into collecting cards, but
me neither.
Like opening card packs is like a really popular content like idea. I know people have like collected I'm just not into it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But man, a card worth $10 million bucks.
Could you imagine that? Are you selling it right away if you have something like that, or are you waiting?
No. You got to sell that.
But I mean, if it's $10 million now and it's Shohei and he's still playing, what can it be later?
That's a great point,
right? I mean,
again, I'm not a collector, so I don't know what the proper strategy is. But dude, if it just was me, first of all, how much does a box like that even cost?
Oh, that's a great question.
You know, what is it, like $100, $200?
Probably.
More than 300, 400, 500 bucks.
You can also go to the store and you can buy not the packs, but the packs that are in boxes.
Yeah.
That are bigger boxes of these cards, and the bigger boxes you go, the more on the box it could say 1 guaranteed autograph, for example, and stuff like that. So obviously those packs or those boxes are more expensive. But yeah, I mean, I don't know which specific box he paid for this one, but it had to be a little bit of a pricey one. If he just got it in like a regular pack, oh my goodness.
That's what I'm saying.
That's that's like exactly $10 million profit.
That's so crazy. I'm okay, so I'm gonna look this up. So a box of 2026 Topps Chrome baseball can cost anywhere between $40 and $800.
Yeah.
I don't get that. So I guess, how do you go from 40 to 800?
Well, they're giving you the amount of packs that you buy. So there's different.
I see.
There's different levels. There's different amounts of boxes that you can. I think there's like 3 or 4 different ones that you could buy.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they got something called the Value Blaster Box.
Blasters.
That's $40.
Blasters are usually for the for the average fan who wants to go in and grab a little pack of cards.
Okay, then they've got this hobby box that goes for $240 to $350. It's 20 packs, and they have one autograph on average.
And that one's like, okay, I kind of like memorabilia,
yes,
but not that much.
Okay, then they've got the hobby jumbo box.
Oh, baby. Yeah.
That's $800. And yeah, okay.
But that's where it gets unfun to me.
Yeah.
Is you're buying it for a profit.
Yeah,
and
you are.
These people used to buy baseball cards just to buy baseball cards.
100%.
And now people are opening packs and seeing, I'm not going to name drop anybody here, but they're going to pull someone and go, oh, no thanks, and throw it away. I mean, seriously, I'm not going to name drop anybody in that situation.
I know, that'd be sad, right?
But that's what it is now, and it kind of stinks, honestly.
Yeah, kind of takes it away. But no, I hear you. I mean, but yeah, it's interesting. The whole like unboxing of these cards too is like hugely popular content. Like people love to watch these unboxings.
Yeah, people watch other people just pull cards out.
Yes.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
The people that are pulling the cards out, they're making money off of it.
I know.
I don't understand.
I know. The fact that they have boxes of baseball cards that can cost you $800 though, that's pretty crazy to me.
Oh, it's insane. Unbelievable. But yeah, and you're not even guaranteed like what you want. You don't even know what you're getting.
You have no idea.
What if your autograph is
no
like
clue.
just your least favorite baseball player? You're just, it's awful. All right.
What a crazy story that is, man. That's insane.
$10 million for baseball card.
10 million.
Your life, you're good.
Dude, you know what? To your point about whether you sell or hold, you know what? Like, because it's Ohtani specific. Actually, you're right. I probably do hold.
That's why I was,
Because there's, like, Ohtani, the market for Ohtani memorabilia is insane.
Yeah.
It's outrageous. It's wild. It's out of control. So, you're right. You know what? I probably hold on to it, and let's hope that thing goes up to, like, 15 million.
Oh, yeah.
And then we sell.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Ohtani market is just insane.
Yeah.
The Tarek Skubal market as well.
Yes.
Pretty big time as well right now. Tarek Skubal reported today to definitely be traded. We just don't know where. Going to be weird not seeing him in a Tigers uniform either way, wherever he goes.
Right.
With the trade deadline being just a few days away on Monday, another notable starting pitcher may be in play here. Today, the Cincinnati Reds have received interest in former All-Star right-hander from the pride of Notre Dame High School out there in Sherman Oaks, Hunter Green. He could be on the move, and according to a source at MLB, there's a 50-50 chance, which last time I checked is pretty good, that he could be on the move as far as by the trade deadline on Monday.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of rumors that Hunter Green will be the guy that ends up with the Dodgers.
That'd be crazy.
But again, I'm not sure. That being said, somebody's got to talk to me about Hunter Green. Look, I know that he is a former All-Star.
Yep.
But that being said, I mean, again, I know it's a truncated season for him in 2026. He's only played in 4 games, but it hasn't been good in these 4 games, right? Like he's got a 7.06 ERA with a 1.34 WHIP, right? So it hasn't been a great showing, which I think is why his price will be down. But again, we mentioned him formerly being a great player. In 2024, he had a 2.75 ERA. In 2025, he had a 2.76 ERA. So yeah, obviously the talent is there. And if we know there's any team that can bring out the best in somebody, it's gonna be the Dodgers, right?
Of course. The talent's there. The stuff is there. He throws incredibly hard. When he's healthy, he's in the triple digits. He was in triple digits in high school, by the way.
Wow.
And was on the cover of Sports Illustrated in high school at Notre Dame. Are you kidding me?
That's amazing.
People saw that ND thing on their hat, the logo, on the cover of a magazine. They're thinking Notre Dame no, not the Fighting Irish. Sorry. No, we're talking about high school baseball, and that's how big time he was in high school. And he has been that for Cincinnati. But yeah, obviously this season, just a really small sample size. And as you know, I mean, you get lit up in one of your 4 starts this year.
That's true.
One of those, bye-bye ERA, it's going to skyrocket. So you got Hunter Green, man, definitely talented. 100%. That would be incredible to see him go to the Dodgers back home in front of his family and his friends at Dodger Stadium. Could you imagine that?
Great point. The homecoming angle is such a great point, man.
Yes.
I love that part about it. By the way, speaking of Tarek Skubal, the next team odds, okay, according to the boys in the desert, Dodgers at plus 115. They're the leaders in the clubhouse. Brewers at number 2. They're not far behind, plus 235, man.
The Dodgers are plus 115
plus
to
115.
get Skubal?
I know.
Are you kidding me?
I know. It's even money. It's just like, yeah.
That's how much people think he's coming to L.A.
Yes.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Oh.
Brewers at plus 235. Bro, if the Brewers got Skubal, they'd be a problem.
The Miz and then Skubal?
Mizorowski and Skubal as a 1-2. You don't want to see these guys.
No.
Especially in a 7-game series. You don't. Dude, these guys are going to take the bump 4 times for you?
I feel like no pitcher can really match the level of intensity from a mental standpoint of Tarek Skubal. When it gets to the playoffs, he hasn't been a part of a team to go that deep into the postseason. You get him on the Brewers, who are there every year, leading the NL Central. Oh man,
with Mizorowski and Skubal, that's a dangerous unit. That is so dangerous, dude.
I don't like. My point is, I don't like a motivated Tarek Skubal to be throwing with the Brewers, because right now he couldn't be very motivated to throw with Detroit, and he's that good with them.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, I know. The Rays are third at plus 650. Yankees at plus 800. Cubs at plus 900. I'm surprised, Double P. Like, the Braves at plus 1,000 are so far low.
Yeah.
And yet, I think about the Braves, like, again, like, give me Chris Sale and Skubal. Why? I'm confused. I don't know enough about baseball odds, but just I'm confused by it. I would think that the Braves should very much be in the market for Skubal, but again, plus 1,000 doesn't sound like he's going there.
Well, they're definitely the most needy, but it just doesn't seem like they might not have the pieces to go ahead and trade for a guy like that with that value.
That must be it. But yeah, interesting stuff. Okay, so there you go. That's your 643, your double play of MLB headlines. Headlined by our very own Double P, which is very good. All right, we got to go. More from the James Koh Show right after the break. Welcome back, everybody. James Go here with you on a beautiful Thursday night. We will be with you until the top of the 10 o'clock hour. So our last hour of the James Go show, man. Let's go. Let's go. Somebody asked me, if somebody told you that you were going to have this job 6 months ago, would you have believed it? I said, no. I would not. And somebody in this building asked me, "Are you enjoying yourself?" I'm like, "Golly, how could I not be? You know, having a great time." And you know who else is having a great time? It's the Dodgers.
Dodger baseball.
Yeah, let's go. A lot has happened here. The pitching staff got Roki Sasaki out of a big time jam. Now, Roki ended up walking Cal Raleigh, and that walked home a run. So that put 2 on the board here for Seattle. And then when they go to the home half of the 6th, it's Teoscar Hernandez. Hi-ya! Big-time home run. Dropping a big-time home run there in the bottom of the 6th, and that pushed the lead back out to 4. So, again, as we go into the end of the 6th, it is 6-2. Dodgers lead by 4 over the Seattle Mariners. So we'll, again, give you more Dodger baseball updates as they become available. I don't know if you guys have seen all the latest San Francisco 49er news right now, but they did sign Deebo Samuel a little earlier this evening, reuniting them with their after-the-catch guy in Deebo. I don't know how much he's got left in the tank. I've got no idea. His game has not aged gracefully over the last couple of years there in Washington, but obviously he knows the playbook, he knows the culture, and you know, it's a good signing, I think, for San Francisco, given that it was a 1-year deal for $7 million. So not bad. That being said, man, the electrical substation right now is going crazy. It's going crazy in San Francisco. It's gotten so crazy, it got Kyle Shanahan, bro. The electrical substation went so crazy, even Kyle Shanahan's hurt, bro. That's crazy. No, but Ricky Pearsall is, again, experiencing some knee soreness, and that's not good. Remember, he missed a bunch of time last year with the very same knee injury. So right now, I believe it's an LCL. That is impacting him. But the thought is, and some of the reporting surrounding the knee injury for Ricky Pearsall is that if he does get surgery on it, that he will miss significant time, potentially the entire year. Might be season ending. We're not even really into training camp yet. It's the first week of training camp, and Ricky Pearsall is facing potentially season-ending surgery. My goodness gracious, come on.
That's terrible.
This poor guy, though, Ricky Pearsall, I feel so bad for him, bro. First of all, let me just say, great route runner. I think if you could just somehow go back in time and just turn off all the injuries, I think Ricky Pearsall could have been great. You know, right now it's not looking good. But remember, when he got drafted, dude got robbed and somebody shot him in the chest, bro. I mean, so again, actually us talking about his knee injury, that's actually a good thing. You know why? Because he could be dead. Like the fact that he's alive after getting shot in the chest, bro. Dude, he got shot in the chest and walked himself over to the ambulance. This got next level toughness. Next level. Crazy. Shot in the chest, came back that year. And yeah, injuries have certainly derailed this guy's career, which is, again, it's sad. But in the grand scheme of things, though, actually good that we're talking about injuries for Ricky Pearsall. That being said, man, in San Francisco, Christian Kirk is also hurt. He's dealing with the calf strain right now, but he's an older player. Backup running back, Jordan James out of Oregon, who's supposed to be the backup to Christian McCaffrey, he's got broken ribs. So he'll be out. a significant portion of time as well. But like I said, oh my goodness, the electrical substation, y'all, it's going crazy. It's going absolutely crazy. In other NFL news, I don't know if you guys have seen this, man, but have you guys seen the practice video of Marvin Harrison Jr.? Dude, Marv looks cooked. Double P, have you seen the video?
I have not.
He looks absolutely cooked. He's dropping everything. The confidence is just gone. I don't know, man. He might go down as one of the biggest busts of all time, dude. I'm not sure. It's not looking good for Marvin Harrison, dude.
I have seen this video, actually, yes. Maserati Marv is kind of turning into Mitsubishi Marv.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not. Is that a better nickname?
I mean, it has to go. We got to go even further down than Mitsubishi, you know?
No.
Like, he's got to be like Mazda Marv or something.
I have a Mazda.
Okay. Well, then you know what I'm talking about. Then you know exactly, bro. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Then, what else can there be, dude? I mean, yeah, man. I don't even know. I mean, we're gonna have to start calling him like Bus Stop Marv or something. I don't know.
Metro Marv.
Metro Marv. That's it. We got it. We nailed it. Metro Marv. Dude, not good. He looks cooked, dude. And last year, you could tell that the expectations were weighing on him heavily. Were really weighing on him. I don't know, man. This does not look good for Marvin Harrison Jr. It looks really bad. And look, I'm the same guy that I saw somebody post online, right? That's like, hey, man, we were saying the same stuff about Jamar Chase when in his rookie preseason. He was talking like, he had some drops in the preseason. He was talking about Jamar Chase was like, he couldn't see the ball that well because of the stripes or lack thereof. I don't know, like none of it sounded good, And so everyone's like, oh my God, Jamar Chase, this guy's going to be a bust. And I was the guy that was saying like, you know what, man, I'm worried about this guy 0%. He's too good. He's too fast. He's too good of a route runner. He's got too good of hands. He's great in contested catch. He's got too much speed. There's just in the videos he's creating a lot of separation, right? The difference is we already have a body of work for Marvin Harrison Jr. That's the problem. We already have a body of work where we have seen now through 2 seasons that, again, he's not great in contested catch. He's not creating just unbelievable separation downfield, right? He was advertised as this good downfield guy, and I don't think he's given us that. He's definitely shown shaky hands. I think it's all related to the stuff that's going on upstairs. None of it, to me, is related to skill or athleticism. To me, it is all about where this guy is mentally. I mean, dude, he caught a touchdown last year and was like literally crying. Like that is where he is at mentally right now. You talk about a guy that looks just tight as hell. He looks so tight. And now this practice footage is coming out where he's just dropping everything. I mean, bad drops. He also had a situation in the first day of training camp where he landed awkwardly and I believe had to leave practice because of a minor back injury. So, look, it's possible the back injury is a little bit more serious than they're letting on, but the fact that he did practice lets me think that probably not that serious. But him dropping a lot of balls in practice, not a good look right now. I'm worried for him. I am. Because from a skill perspective and from and the other thing too about Marvin Harrison, man, like he didn't do any of the athletic testing and he was just like, hey, listen, my game tape speaks for itself. Sorry, bro, but it doesn't. And I know, look, I'm a combine guy. Like, I like seeing what the athletic numbers and stuff are. And obviously, athletic numbering is not everything, right? Like John Ross ran like a 4.21 or something stupid, right? And like he can't play ball. I get it. But at the same time, when you go to a place like Ohio State and you're just beating up on these like 5'9" corners, yeah, listen, I need to see some athletic testing. You know? Are you running a 4? If you're running a 4.6, I'm sorry, bro. Like, people aren't going to take you 4th overall. You know? Like, that's what it really comes down to. Listen, you don't have to go out there and run a 4.3. No one is saying that. But if you run something in the 4.4s, of course, you're still going to go in the top 5 because that's how highly regarded you were. That's how good your film was. I get it. But go out there and show us something. You know? Look, if he had come out and was just gangbusters and was just like, nobody can stop me. It just cannot be guarded. You know? He's out here just plucking balls out the air, one-hand grab, making a show of it in contested catch, looking really good after the catch. If he's doing all of those things, then that story of him not wanting to run the combine and like not show evaluators any athletic testing, well, listen, all of that stuff goes away if you perform. When you don't perform, those things rightfully get brought up because he's not separating well downfield, because he's not winning well in contested catch situations. So my question is, well, how slow is this guy? How athletic is this guy? Maybe he would have ran a 4.55. If he runs a 4.55, I tell you what, it starts getting dicey taking this dude in the top 5. And shoot, and again, rightfully so. As we are seeing in real time, him dropping passes all over the place. Mentally, he's just not there, man. He's just not there. It's wild. It's crazy. He might go down as one of the biggest wide receiver busts of all time. Not because of anything other than draft position. The guy was a top 5 pick. Insane. It's crazy stuff. I'm rooting for him, dude. I think, again, I really want him to be, the guy that really comes through. But I'm just not sure. Speaking of another wide receiver, flipping it to the Chargers here as we do get you ready for Fernando Ramirez from the Sporting Tribune, who will be joining the show a little bit later on. Wanted to highlight here a fella by the name of Brennan Thompson, who apparently has been turning heads at training camp. Again, this is somebody who has incredible straight line speed. He ran a 4.2640. Good night. But he's also 5'9" and 165 pounds. Right? So a smallish dude. At Mississippi State, he ran an incredibly super duper stripped down route tree, which again doesn't surprise. I mean, this happens a lot in college. Route trees are pretty stripped down. And look, I get it. These undersized, speedy guys, the the track record is not great. It's not. It looks really bad. I mean, Xavier Worthy ran a 4.21, right? And there's just no way. You could say, well, he's made some plays, and yeah, he put up some empty calorie stats. He definitely put up empty calorie stats in a Super Bowl that the Chiefs were just down a bazillion points. The game was over, right? So, but I don't think there's any getting around this. Like, Xavier Worthy has not been at all even remotely worth the draft capital that Kansas City has spent on Xavier Worthy, and he's undersized. John Ross, who I mentioned, ran a 4.22. Sorry, I was 1/100th off on John Ross. But again, he did absolutely nothing. He's 188 pounds. Xavier Worthy was 165, right? So undersized speedsters, I get it. Their track record has not been good. But again, Brennan Thompson has turned some heads in training camp, right? I mean, shoot, I go down the list here, man, like Dree Archer, who I think was like a running back / wide receiver combo dude. He was 173 pounds. He ran a 4.26, ultimately got drafted by the Steelers, did nothing. J.J. Nelson ran a 4.28, right? He ended up being a 5th-round pick, so okay, whatever. We give him a pass there. But yeah, man, I just, I don't know. I want it to be something. I just don't know if it is going to be something. But when you shine the spotlight on Brendan Thompson, like I said, he ran an incredibly stripped-down route tree. And so there's stuff to like, there's stuff not to like. But can I say this? Again, when we're talking about the stripped-down route tree, nearly 40% of his routes that reception perception charted were curl routes. Nearly 20% were 9 routes. So nearly 60% of his routes were just either curls or 9s, man. Like, I don't know. Holy hell. That's, again, not a very complete route tree, right? Only 2% of his charted routes were out routes and only 3% were corners. So, again, mostly an in-breaking route guy out of Mississippi State. That being said, he showed a lot in regards to beating man press coverage, so that's pretty good. Can he bring some of those man press coverage beating abilities to what the Chargers get done? Right now, they don't really have a go-to every down outside X receiver, and you might be saying, like, dude, the guy's 165 pounds. He cannot play outside. There just ain't no way. Look, he doesn't need to be somebody who's a huge volume target getter outside. He just needs to be somebody that can functionally give you some separation downfield so that if it's off of play action, or if he's just clearing out some safeties for Ladd McConkey to just do some work, or if he's clearing out space for Quentin Johnston to do some work, then so be it. But they don't have a guy right now that can truly, honestly play X receiver every single down. And I'll tell you, I know some of y'all might be thinking like, well, what are you talking about? They got Quentin Johnston. Dude, no, absolutely not. No. The ways that he was utilized last year were good. And again, Harbaugh is one of the best in the business putting his guys in places to succeed, but he is most certainly not an outside X receiver. He is not a boundary receiver. He's not that guy. He cannot, for the life of him, consistently track a football over his shoulder. We haven't even got into the route running portion. We're just talking, can he catch a ball? Can he track a ball over his shoulder? Can't do it. Not consistently, at least. So, again, he's not going to be a consistent X receiver for you, man. Not going to be that guy. So who's going to be that guy? They need to find somebody. Maybe it's Trey Harris who they drafted, who they spent decent draft capital on last year. He also has been making some noise. Listen, we got to figure this one out. If you're the Chargers and you want to win a Super Bowl, and we will be breaking down how they go about trying to win a Super Bowl, they got to figure out who's going to play X receiver for them, because I do think that they've got an absolute star in Ladd McConkey. And he'll play outside X too. Just not every snap. Just not every down. He's not that guy. That would not be a good use of his skill set. But I tell you what, Fernando Ramirez, who is a Chargers beat reporter for the Sporting Tribune, he's coming up next. I'm going to ask him these wide receiver questions. I'm going to ask him if there's been some running backs that have stood out as well. Who's in line here for the RB2 job outside of Omarion Hampton? A full Chargers breakdown coming up after the break. You're listening to The James Coe Show on the brand new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Welcome back, everybody. James Coe here with you. We are efforting Chargers beat reporter Fernando Ramirez. Should have him relatively soon, at least we're hoping. In the interim, I don't know if you guys have seen this story out of San Francisco. San Francisco, they are down, bro. They are down bad. Outfielder Harrison Bader, apparently, reportedly, according to the sfist.com. It's a local paper up there. Local magazine up there, I think. Giants outfielder Harrison Bader had a scooter accident involving a fire truck. He was reportedly seen drinking beforehand and crashed into the back of a fire truck, and the injury has potentially led to a season-ending injury for Harrison Bader. Wow. This is a player that they acquired in January. He signed a 2-year, $20 million contract. He's only played a couple weeks of games thus far. He had a hamstring issue coming out of spring training. He had a plantar fasciitis injury as well. And now, remember, plantar fasciitis, he had a foot injury. Now he is out for the rest of the season with a foot injury that was potentially made worse when he got into a scooter accident. The Giants announced that Bader, quote, further injured his same foot in the accident. Holy moly. Can you imagine just fumbling the bag this badly? I mean, I get that his contract's guaranteed or whatever, but golly, man. If you're looking for a contract outside of this one, not a good look, dude. Not a good look. When, again, you're already injured and then you're out there boozing it up allegedly and then getting into a real bad scooter accident where you're just ramming into a fire truck, bro. The accident happened around 1:50 a.m. So this is like late Saturday night, early Saturday morning, right? According to a witness, Bader's scooter crashed into the back of a San Francisco Fire Department fire engine. The wheel then rolled over his foot, causing major injury. Wow. Wow. That is so bad, bro. Man, can you imagine, dude? And like, by the way, like, look, I like the fact that he's not drinking and driving, you know? But you got a foot injury, dude. I keep telling people this. Guys, it is okay to take an Uber. It's absolutely fine to take an Uber. Oh, man, how about this, too? As USA Today and SF Gate have noted, Bader was in a previous scooter accident in Florida while attending the University of Florida. Wow. Oh, no. This one happened when he was 19 years old, and police reportedly found him unconscious with a strong odor of alcohol on his breath. Oh, boy. So I guess my guy Harrison Bader, man, like he's just chilling. Like he just loves to just drink and scooter like that. This is his jam, I guess. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, Harrison Bader. Good times. Good times had by all. Double P, where are we at, bro?
I don't know. We're checking in. Might be maybe a Metro. Maybe we were joking about the Metro a little bit.
Metro Marv?
Yeah, Metro Marv.
Okay.
Fernando's getting off the Metro.
Oh.
So
maybe he's going to see Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, he's going to be riding with him.
Yeah, Okay. All right, there you go.
So we'll see if he pops out of the Metro station.
Okay.
Have you taken the Metro recently?
Not recently. I've taken it like one time, but I'm a grown adult, so, No, I'm just kidding.
I haven't taken it in years,
No, I'm
so
just
I kind of forget what that vibe's like.
No, guys, I'm just kidding. No. Listen, the Metro is, first of all, let me just say the Metro is an incredible deal. Like it's such a good deal. So there is that, which is really, really cool. But yeah, man, no, I haven't been on the Metro in a very, very long time. Okay, so yeah, man, we've been talking a lot about some of the injuries that are going on. Obviously, the big one in LA right now is that Shohei Ohtani is not in the lineup today because of that knee. You know what? Let's step away. I'm going to take a really early break here. And when we come back, we will talk Charger football, but we're taking an early break. And when we come back, it will be Chargers beat reporter Fernando Ramirez from the Sporting Tribune. That's coming up next right here on the James Koh Show on the brand new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. What is cracking, Los Angeles? James Coe here with you. Last 20 minutes of the show, man. Having a good old time. It's going to be a lot more fun because we welcome in the pride of the Sporting Tribune, Chargers beat reporter. He's got a podcast, Compass on the Beat. He was once told by Deion Sanders, quote, "Your hair is beautiful," and that his genetics were, quote, "off the chains." We welcome in for the very first time. It is Fernando Ramirez. What is going on, Fernando?
I appreciate that. I love that. That's awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. First time jumping on here, so I'm happy for you guys, this new radio station, and thank you guys so much for having me on.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it, dude. Okay, so you were at Chargers camp. You've been there for the past couple of days here now. And you recently highlighted in one of your columns the pace of play. Can you talk about the pace of play for the Chargers?
Yeah, so before, they were one of the slower teams coming in and get, like, they would call the play in, and then they would kind of get into formation, do a little bit of here, there, move guys around, and then snap the ball. Well, in the first two practices, and today Mike McDaniel wasn't there. He was attending a funeral, but the first 2 days of practice, it's been fast-paced. They call the play, they break, they run up to the line of scrimmage, and they don't necessarily hike it right away, but they're running to the line of scrimmage to fake out the defense. Sometimes they did once or twice hike it right away. Other times they're kind of waiting a little bit and then hiking it. But it's just a pace of play that Mike McDaniel's going to run. Deion Henley, linebacker, today told us, he's like, they're making us be on our toes. And I asked him and defensive coordinator Chris O'Leary, I'm like, hey, facing this kind of team, you guys are going to have to face it all year. Everybody's trying to copy the Sean McVay, the Kyle Shanahan style of offense. Everybody's trying to do it. So does they going up against it in practice going to help you guys throughout the year? And they said that's exactly what it's going to do. And Deion said, we haven't even gotten into pads yet, and there's times where our heads are like, oh, my God, they're going there. Oh, my God, they're going over there. So it's definitely been a change of pace from the Greg Roman system.
Yeah.
And you could totally tell Justin Herbert is loving what they're doing out there on offense.
I love that. As you mentioned, the Chargers were one of the slowest pace of play teams in the NFL last year. They averaged about 30.5 seconds per play. That was the sixth slowest team according to team ranking. So you're right, man. If Mike McDaniels is bringing a little bit more energy and a little bit, faster to the line of scrimmage, that could be very transformative for this offense as well. And I love the fact that you talk about steel, iron sharpens iron or whatever, like steel sharpens steel or whatever. Like, the defense is going to benefit from this as well. Speaking of the offense, Fernando Ramirez from the Sporting Tribune on the James Coe Show right now. Ladd McConkey is still working through that hamstring injury. It's a two-part question. One, where are we at with Ladd McConkey and the hamstring? And then two, has any other receiver stood out to you?
It's funny. You wouldn't even notice that Ladd has a hamstring injury that he was working through during minicamp and OTAs because he's been flying around, and this is the system that Ladd wants to run. This fast, quick-paced system is exactly what fits and what he did at Georgia. So he's one of the guys that he told us before, train.
Fernando, we got you, pal?
Sorry. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we got you now.
Yeah, sorry about that. He had a breaking in route, and the cornerback was slipping because of how quickly Ladd shifted in.
Nice.
He caught the pass, and if it's a regular game, he might have taken off. But on the other side of that, Brennan Thompson, rookie out of fourth-round pick out of Mississippi State.
Yep.
That's a name that a lot of people are going to be realizing who he is pretty soon. Justin Herbert yesterday, he was asked about him, and sometimes Justin, when he answers questions, he tries to be a little calculated.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, just right off the bat, he goes, he's very talented. Like, he's going to be a very dangerous weapon for us.
Wow.
So, and that was Justin just being like, hey, yeah, he's really good. The first 2 days, Justin has found him numerous times. So you can tell that Justin's feeling very comfortable with him. And he's a guy that Mike McDaniel was banging the table for. He told the GM Joe Ortiz and Jim Harbaugh, I want this guy, draft this guy, and they got him a new fancy toy like he wanted.
Brandon Thompson, as you mentioned, out of Mississippi State. He's 5'9", 165 pounds. He turned a lot of heads because he ran a 4.26 40. Follow-up question in regards to Brandon Thompson, though. So now, when you look at the size, you say, okay, he's a slot player. But you look at, again, when you look at some of the speed metrics, though, maybe he can play outside. He played a lot of X-receiver for Mississippi State. In practices thus far, where has Brandon Thompson been lining up?
Yeah, he's been outside most of the time here. But knowing the way Mike McDaniel runs things, I could totally see him trying to throw him off, maybe put him all the way inside, maybe match him up against a linebacker, do stuff like that, maybe have somebody try and match him in the slot. But as of right now, he's been the outside. And there was on the second, this is funny, yesterday on the second play of practice, Justin just goes deep to him. And he barely misses them. And Justin said, we're going to get that down by the time the season starts. So I know he has a small frame, but they really feel like they found something in him. And they feel like he could be one of those dangerous weapons. And we all know coaches like Andy Reid, coaches like Sean McVay, coaches like Kyle Shanahan, they can find gems later in the draft. That's how you separate the good head coaches from the great head coaches. And Jim Harbaugh and Joe Ortiz feel like they found a hidden gem in the draft in the fourth round in Thompson.
I like it. Switching to the defensive side of the football, man, what is going on with Tuli Pelotu? Again, this is a player that's out of USC. He's obviously got some contract concerns here, but 13 sacks last year, 8.5 the year prior. He's been the Chargers' best pass rusher for the past couple of years too. Where are we at with Tuli?
Wink, wink. We do not know why he's on the sideline. Wink, wink. He might be working through something.
Okay.
Wink, wink. But look, I think it would be beneficial for the Chargers to go the anti-Jerry Jones route. What do we know about Jerry? Jerry waits until the last possible second to give his guys contracts, and sometimes he completely overpays. Now, I understand from this other point of view where a lot of guys have gotten paid since Tuli in this offseason.
Yeah.
But the Chargers might be getting Tuli at a discounted rate if they're able to get him signed now. Why wait until next year and all that? Why not just get that deal done now? Every year that he's been in the NFL, he has gotten progressively better.
Yep.
This last year, like you said, he went from 8.5 to 13. That's a big-time jump, and he wasn't talked about as one of the better edge rushers in the NFL. And the thing is, too, he sets the edge the same way Khalil Mack does. What does that mean? He plays the run. A lot of edge rushers, if you notice, they do not like playing the run.
Right.
Tuli's willing to do it, and Khalil's willing to do it. So I definitely think that the Chargers will get something done before the season because they know how valuable Tuli is. And surprisingly enough, Tuli wasn't their draft pick. It was Tom Telesco's draft pick, but he's been one of the brighter spots of Telesco's last few drafts. He's been a bright spot. So I'm pretty sure Joe Ortiz gets. They already got Derwin. They got Tiertard done in January.
Mm-hmm.
They got Derwin done before during minicamp, and I think they're going to get before the season starts. They'll get Tuli done as well.
Man, you bring up Tuli and setting the edge, and Khalil Mack as well, and then I think about them bringing in Dalvin Tomlinson. They have Denzel Perryman there as well, who's again his claim to fame is just that he's one of the best run stopping defenders in the NFL. I tell you, man, look, they have to stay healthy. And for the Chargers, that has been so difficult. But I look at their defense, Fernando, and I see a team that could be one of the most difficult teams to run on in the NFL.
Well, and Charger fans and a lot of people are throwing out there, hey, there's a guy in Tampa, Vita Vea, maybe. And Derwin even said it on, I think it was Kay Adams' show, hey, bring him. Brother, you want to come out here? Let's do it. And they were together a lot during the draft process in 2018. But Dalvin Tomlinson told us that he's finally in a system that he wants to be in. Mm-hmm. And the Chargers could be doing something that they did in the past. They brought Puna Ford in. Puna Ford with Buffalo had not looked very good. People thought he was kind of done. He comes to the Chargers. He has a revitalized year, and then he gets paid by the Rams. Dalvin was the same style. When he was with Cleveland, a very good player. He goes to Arizona. The scheme he didn't fit the scheme.
Right.
He had a down year. They're hoping he's the guy that turns it around. But when you go back to healthy in the defense, there's not a lot of names that people know, but this defense plays together. And they've done a really good job in the 2 years with Jesse Minter. Now with Chris O'Leary, they're saying that it's the same style of defense. The only thing is he's more aggressive. So we've tried to get them to talk about what aggression means to them.
Right.
They won't talk to us about it. But to me, it just means if I'm like taking a wild guess, he's going to be willing to blitz a little bit more than Jesse was. But when you have a player like Derwin James that can play safety, slot, linebacker, outside linebacker, rush the passer, like you can do a lot of different things with him and with this whole defense. So I really think they're going to try and piggyback a little bit off of what they've seen from Mike McDonald, because Mike McDonald obviously was a mentor of Jesse Minter. Then Jesse Minter's been a mentor of Chris O'Leary. But Chris O'Leary last year at Western Michigan, they had the 118th ranked defense the year before he got there in college football. Last year they were the 9th ranked defense in college football. So they're really excited about Chris O'Leary. And fun fact, Chris O'Leary is 1 year younger than Khalil Mack. So that was he gave me a bunch of crap for asking him about that during minicamp. He goes, you would ask me a question about him being younger than me, and I started laughing. I was like, well, I got to ask it, and he just starts laughing. He's like, yeah, no, but he's a good guy. They all really like him. They have pounded the table saying, this is who we wanted all along. So they're really excited about this defense, about the aggression, and about and then, of course, Akeem Mesidor getting drafted in the first round. They're excited about what he's going to bring along with Thule and Khalil Mack.
Yeah, it's so interesting because, the regime under Jim has generally been usually pretty, I don't want to say old, but older. And now with these two coordinators that they've got, I mean, you talk about the infusion of energy. I'm watching a lot of these Charger practice videos, man, and like you're there. Can you just talk to me about how different the energy feels this year versus years past?
Well, that's what I had said. That's what I wrote about when Jim first came back. I thought he should have hired a young offensive mind and a young defensive mind. He went the defensive route, but then he went back to Old Faithful and Greg Roman, and it just didn't work out. That style of offense is not the style that you need in today's NFL. And I think Jim got the message the same way. I don't know if you remember, Michigan was trying to push Jim out.
Yep.
And he reached out to John, and John said, let me send you these two young defensive-minded guys. He sent him Mike McDonald. He sent him Jesse Minter, and they changed life at Michigan. So I feel like that's exactly what's happening here. He said, you know what? The NFL is getting younger at the coaching position. I need to be smart. I need to surround myself with youth. And with this youth, I think we'll win more football games. So I think that's what he's done. But the energy, I mean, today, Khalil Mack was imitating Mike McDaniel. Like, when are you going to get a 35-year-old veteran outside Hall of Famer imitating an offensive coordinator? But yesterday, Mike, 20 minutes before practice started, out there walking around talking to every single player. But Dayon told me, he was talking crap to the defensive players. He was saying nice things to the offensive players. So they're really excited about the youth movement of the team. And Mike McDaniel's caught the eye of the offensive players, and Chris has really caught the eye of the defensive players. So they're really excited about all the youth that they have at the coaching position, and they feel like with this coaching staff, they can definitely win it, because that's what I think was missing last year.
Yeah.
Greg Roman, like I said, he was kind of that old school 2010 offense that was ground and pound. You'd throw here and there. But in today's NFL, you need that Kyle Shanahan style. That's what Mike McDaniel brings. And you're seeing the way Justin's getting rid of the ball, the way they're moving around. Justin's really liking this style of offense. So as long as 10 is happy, I think the team will be happy. So, and they need to keep him upright. Last year he took a beating. So this year they need him healthy and they need him standing upright, and they feel like they can do that with this zone blocking scheme that Mike McDaniel brings.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel, 43 years old. Chris O'Leary, 34. So, man, it is a big-time youth movement for the coaching staff there for the Chargers. Last question, and I'll let you go, man. And, again, this is Fernando Ramirez from the Sporting Tribune, who covers the Chargers on the daily here. Can we get any updates on the RB2 behind Omarion Hampton? I'm excited for Hampton in this wide zone scheme, as you say, but the RB2 will get involved, I would imagine. Keaton Mitchell is a name that people seem to be excited about. I'm still very much of the idea that Kamani Vidal is going to have a very big role in this offense too. Give me an update on the RB2.
Well, again, I think those two guys, when the pads come on, is going to be where you kind of see it going. But Keaton Mitchell has had a pretty strong 2 days, and a lot of people out of Baltimore were saying, well, he can't catch passes. And so far he's caught a couple of good balls with the Chargers. So they're excited about everything that he can do. But, yeah, no, you're completely right. With Kimani, he was the guy that really led the offense last year when Omarion went down. So I think all three of them are going to have a role. If you go back and look at Mike McDaniel's offense, he always has a three-back system, and then he adds in fullback Alec Ingold. And everybody's a weapon. That's why I think they're going to run more 13 personnel, because they have David Njoku, Charlie Kohler, they have Oronde Gadsden. They have a lot of players that they're really excited about. But RB2 right now, I'd say it's Keaton Mitchell, just because, and we have to remember, Keaton and Charlie are interesting because Charlie was behind Isaiah Likely and behind, oh my God, I was about to say Dennis Pitta. Mark Andrews and Dennis Pitta. God almighty.
Let's go, dude.
Keaton Mitchell was behind Derrick Henry and even Lamar, because, Lamar runs the ball.
Sure.
So those were two guys that didn't get to be featured as much in Baltimore, but they feel like they're going to get featured here. So as of right now, it's like Keaton, but I think Mike McDaniel's going to try and use all three of them in different ways. But, man, Omarion has looked so smooth.
Wow.
Like, he's gliding when he's running the ball. Like, you could just tell he is finding little areas. But yeah, no, it's been interesting the first 2 days.
He is Fernando Ramirez. Go find his work at the Sporting Tribune. Compas on the Beat as well. Listen to that podcast. And again, I know it's radio, man. I know it's radio, but apparently the hair is flowing, and it is beautiful. And you're a beautiful human for joining the program.
I appreciate
Fernando, I appreciate the time, brother.
Thank you so much. And, hey, your producer is one of one. He's a great kid. He was awesome, and he really helped me out during trying to get on here. So you have a great producer, and I appreciate it, James, for you letting me jump on with you. It's awesome. Whenever you need me, let me know.
Okay, dude. I tell you what, man, we're for sure bringing you back. So yeah, man, I appreciate that. Let's go.
Thank you.
All right, the great Fernando Ramirez right there. Lot of information. Oh my goodness gracious! I took a lot out of that. I'm telling you, man, this Brennan Thompson guy, interesting dude, interesting talent. 5'9", $165, but they're lining him out as an outside X receiver, maybe some flanker stuff. I love the insight of the 12 and 13 personnel. We kind of were thinking that was going to happen, but not sure. Again, Fernando Ramirez offering a lot of really, really good insight in regards to the Chargers. And shoot, man, I mean, we talk about the fragility of certain units and the fragility of the defense here, I think, is paramount. They got to stay healthy in the trenches. Obviously, they weren't healthy in the trenches last year. Joe Alt, Rashawn Slater got banged up. Justin Herbert was on his keister too often, getting chased down immediately at the snap. Can't happen this year. But that defense has got to stay healthy too. It's an older defense. But if they stay healthy, they have all all the pieces in place to truly be one of the best run-stopping units in the NFL. And the trend of where this league is going right now, where you have got to establish the run. If you want to be successful offensively, the run game is about as important as it has been in 20-some-odd years. If the Chargers can stop the run, this will be one of the best defenses in the NFL. I really honestly believe, look, forget about Chris O'Leary for a second. Jim Harbaugh, it doesn't matter who his defensive coordinator is. Jim Harbaugh, it's defense first and foremost. And man, they're going to play bully ball with you. He's going to establish the hell out that run, and he is going to play some really, really good defense. It doesn't matter who his defensive coordinator is. If Chris O'Leary is more aggressive in the defensive play calling, good for him. Maybe they do blitz a little bit more. Yeah, let's go. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the Chargers. But you hear the trumpets, baby.
He's on the mound as we speak.
Edwin Diaz trying to close out the game. It's not even a save opportunity, but he's out there. Let's go. Get the trumpets going. But your boy James Coe's got to go. But remember, it's never too late to chase your dreams. All right, peace.
You've been listening to The James Coe Show.
For fantasy purposes.
On the new 97.1 The Fan.
His effectiveness in the intermediate area of the field, it's not close.
The voice of LA Sports. If you miss any of the show, listen back on the iHeart and Always Free Odyssey app.